Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lawsplaining the Interwebs. I am your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. And with me today in studio is my man Q.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
And it's always going great. Always going great. So, and today is no exception.
No exception. So you called me today.
I did.
You called me today and you said, Nick, please, for the love of God, let me come on your show tonight because I have something to talk about. And I had no idea what it was because who watches the news?
Yeah, right? Yeah, nobody. Who has time for that?
I don't.
No.
I don't. But there's some big news that we're going to talk about today. We've got Q here to help us through it because this is a big topic.
It is.
I mean, we're talking about it's a big story, but it's a single story amongst a greater overall theme. And it's a theme that I think you're going to be talking about on your channel. Is that right?
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about it tomorrow, doing the slightly darker version of Nicholas Rekieta. So if you guys want to see what Nicholas Rekieta looks like in Sandy Beige 48, tune in tomorrow to Out of the Darkness, and you'll get to see the darkness tomorrow. So yeah. So if you guys are curious to see what Nick looks like in Sandy Beige 48, check it out. I think you'll be. Yeah, just wait. Yeah, you guys want to see Nick in black? Nick will be there in blackface. Yeah,
that's what it is. That's what it is. I'll be in the studio in blackface.
Nick will be there in blackface. You're gonna want to be there.
Don't even worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So yeah, check it out. Oh yeah, I don't know how anyone would ever be able to see Nick in blackface otherwise, though.
No, there's no possible way.
No possible way. That could never happen.
That would be almost offensive to some people.
You're not Democrat. Why would you ever wear blackface?
Right.
Oh crap! Did I say that out loud?
No.
Okay.
It was
I was thinking it. All right. These voices in my head.
Okay, so we're going to talk about, if you're not familiar with the show topic tonight, we're going to be talking about Mohammed Noor, not the prophet, the other one. Mohammed Noor, and he's a Minneapolis what?
I believe Minneapolis PD, right?
Yeah, but you were chuckling.
Well, no. I'm just there's like 40,000 Mohammeds in Minnesota. So
oh yeah, I thought there was just the prophet, peace be upon him, and then that one the cop.
Sure.
There's a bunch more. Is it a common name?
Yeah. It's kind of like Jesus, like Jesus is everywhere in Mexico.
Well,
like
Jesus
Muhammad
is in our hearts.
Yeah, Muhammad is everywhere in Minnesota. So yeah.
I don't know these things. I'm not culturally sensitive. So I'm glad that you're here as an expert.
My job is to keep you culturally aware. So, all right, can I take care of something really quick?
No. Okay. No, this is my show. Yeah, of course you can.
No,
you can if
okay,
you want.
so we
got to do this now.
Well, I mean, there's been like 12,000 discussions about my lips. So, yeah, big lip nibba. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you meant by that, but hey, I don't care. It's cool. So, all right, so this is the deal. So, our show is brand new, so a lot of you guys have seen it. So, thank you very much, Nick, for coming to the show. What was that, last Sunday, for being on?
Was that on Sunday? I thought it was yesterday.
It feels like it, but it was Sunday. So thank you so much for coming out. Really appreciate it. Well, you guys know Nick rocks, so thank you for that.
Thanks for letting me just absolutely lay into a Minnesota senator or congressman, not a senator. That'd be a little more dignified.
Well, there will be a Minnesota senator coming up here in the next couple of weeks. So if you want to come and lay into a senator,
which one? We got to wait for that announcement.
We have to wait for that.
Got to wait for that announcement.
Yeah. So, all right. So, guys. So the lips. Yeah. So, with that being said, so I have unfortunately beat you to the punch. I have named every part of my body personally, except my lips. So my lips are swollen. They are large. It's just, one of the benefits to being Sandy Beige and 42. And so we got our show up. We finally have this thing called what do they call it? Patreon.
Q opened a Patreon today, guys.
Yeah, so we have Patreon up, and it is let's see here. It's Patreon /
Oh, I could put this up. I could be a good host. Hold on.
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna link it in the chat. Patreon.com / out of the darkness.
Out of the darkness. There you go.
That's all one word.
So this is what I'm gonna do for fun, since I believe in democracy, right? So what we're gonna do is I'm going to give one lucky person the opportunity to name my lips. That's right. I'm going to give one lucky person. So this could, especially on your show.
You could do it like a George Bush. You'd be like, name my lips. No new taxes. Right? Or if you got a better joke, you could do that.
So to the highest, so we're taking on sharecroppers. So to the highest bidder, okay, or to the highest Patreon of the night, I am going to give the opportunity to name my lips. Now, yeah,
so the highest subscriber on Patreon.
The highest subscriber on Patreon tonight is going to get the opportunity to name my lips. And tomorrow we are doing a live stream at 7:00 from our studio with Blackface Nick. And
I'm pretty sure there is one. There is a blackfacelawyer.com already. So I'm sorry that,
with Blackface Nick, and that person will have the opportunity. We'll have the big reveal tomorrow. They will. So I'm stuck with it. I'm putting it out there. I'm putting myself out there. Don Lip Trump. You know what? I could wear that. But we'll see. So it's in the description, right? The Patreon.
Yeah.
Okay, so the highest.
Well, it's in the chat. I'll get it updated in the description. Actually, right now while you're talking, because I can do that. I have the power.
All right. So Nick, it is your show. You got the power. So all the talk about my lips. Here it is. Here goes an opportunity to name the one part of my body that has not been named yet. So we'll see what the internet has in store. Only God knows. Mars. Oh, okay. I thought they were saying they're going to name my lips MarzGurl.
I think they did.
Wow. Yeah. Ooh. Ouch. What did my lips ever do to you?
So that is, again, to be clear, that is the largest Patreon subscriber of the night gets to name Q's lips. I have updated the description with the Patreon link. I have posted it in the chat. It's been posted in the chat. Oh, hey, speaking of which,
MarzGurl lips. My lips are not that big, though.
Gets to be a moderator. Hot Snodge, if you're still watching, I just made you a moderator. I don't know if everybody could see your links, but go ahead and you can do that now. I've already got the whiskey burps going. Okay.
All right. So we're talking about this. We've been following this for what? It's been 2 years now?
God, it's been a while.
It has been a while.
What's I can look this up.
So I want to say it's been around 2 years since the incident. And from what I gather,
July 15th, 2017. So we're just shy of 2 years.
Just shy of 2 years. So essentially, this lady, from what I gather, she called the police, right, for disturbance.
Yeah, she was reporting what she thought was like a sexual assault.
Right.
Some sort of. Now, in North Minneapolis, there's never been a sexual assault or a rape. So I think she was disparaging the good community of Minneapolis North.
I'm sure. Sure.
But no, she alleged to have seen something like that.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Weird in that part of town.
I'm sure it never has happened before. So with that being said, they showed up and she leaned into the car and she was shot.
She was politely gunned down. That's how we say this in a political correct way.
Okay, so yeah,
She was politely gunned down at the side of the squad car.
And yeah, so and it wasn't the officer in the driver's seat. It was actually the passenger shot across his partner.
Yeah.
And killed her. So yeah, I mean, so it kind of hit the whole community pretty hard. She is an Australian citizen.
Yeah, she has dual citizenship in the U.S. and Australia.
Okay.
So she's a both and. She was trying to transition from Australian to the U.S. and got stuck in between.
She was in the transition phase, so she was making the switch, and unfortunately, she was gunned down. So, but the problem is, I mean, from the jump. So essentially, I'm gonna get myself in trouble. So
that's good. It's always good to do that on someone else's channel.
Absolutely, it's like So I'm gonna start the fire and then leave. So this is the deal. So essentially, I hold the city of Minneapolis somewhat responsible, right? Because they wanted so bad to be politically correct, and because there's such a large Somali population in Minneapolis,
right.
They fast-tracked this officer into a squad car, okay? Got him out there as quickly as possible because they wanted to promote the idea of having Somali peace officers in the area, which is not a bad idea in and of itself, but the idea of fast-tracking someone to get that. Now, I'm a conservative man of color. Is that the proper term?
I think it's a people of color.
People of color. I'm a conservative people of color.
I've never heard man or woman of color. Only people.
Yeah. I guess I shouldn't glory in the fact that I'm a cisgendered male, right? That's kind of me. Sorry, guys.
Did you just assume your gender?
I did assume my gender, and I'm so sorry for those of you that might not be cisgendered. I'm not going to rub it in your face. So, all right. So, as a cisgendered male, I know that I have to recognize and check my privilege, right?
Right.
So, but the problem that I have with it, with this situation, is that I feel that political correctness got this woman killed. Because they put someone in a squad car that wasn't quite ready to be in a squad car, clearly.
I don't know. I think you're overlooking the fact that he was quite qualified. He had, I think, 2 prior excessive use of force charges against women. This guy was well on his way. He's a perfect cop candidate.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he had already beaten up on a couple of women. So yeah,
well, I mean, who hasn't really?
I mean, we've all had our shortfalls, right?
Right. Hollywood producers do it all the time.
Sure. I mean, absolutely. So, it really frustrated me with that. I mean, but I think it speaks to a bigger issue, though. I mean, honestly, now I'm not going to sit here and talk about how black people have been, oppressed by the police and all that. I think that's a tired situation. But I feel like one of the biggest issues that black people have run into is I feel that black people have essentially removed themselves and alienated themselves from a much bigger situation, right? The bigger situation is I feel that we are living in a time where we're being over-policed and we are essentially residing in a police state, right? And that's the sad part as far as I'm concerned, is that this man, this is just one of how many shootings and police excessive use of force situations that we've seen, right? 2 in
Minneapolis in the same year.
Yeah, the Philando Castillo, right?
Right. And I mean, I know that they found the shooter to be not guilty in Philando's case, but I thought that was a bad shoot from the get-go. First of all, firing into the car with a toddler present, and firing towards in the direction of the toddler in many ways.
Right.
Very, very suspect there, and there are a lot of problems with that. But I mean, he was found not guilty. But I mean, we're here today because Mohammed, peace be upon him, was found guilty, right? I mean, that's...
He was found guilty.
Which is a little strange for a police shooting.
It is. I mean, because I'm trying to think when the last time, I mean, I've seen a lot of videos of police shootings. I mean, one specifically of the white guy, the larger white guy who was in you remember that one.
Yeah, the hotel guy.
Hotel guy.
Daniel Shaver, I think is his name.
There you go. He was literally on his hands and knees crawling toward the police officers.
Crying like a baby.
Crying. And they gunned him.
That was rude.
Sorry. They gunned him down in the
hallway of a Motel 6 or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I think it was a La Quinta. Which is dangerous because if you're ever shooting a rifle in a La Quinta, you're bound to hit someone in the Denny's that's next to it. You gotta watch out. You gotta watch out.
You gotta know what's on the other side.
Like, moon's over my hammy with 5.56 on top, right? Like that's...
Wow.
Did you...
I'm more of a French slam man. I'm more cultured. So yeah. So yeah. But yeah, so the question I have is, and we're gonna get to this in a little bit. I mean, when is the last time you saw a situation by which a police officer was actually tried for murder?
It's rare. They usually get a manslaughter,
right,
or some reckless endangerment, reckless or negligent homicide, something like that. But he was charged with 3rd-degree murder, 2nd-degree murder, and 1st-degree manslaughter.
That's so. Ooh.
He was found guilty on the 3rd-degree murder and 1st-degree manslaughter. Now you're going to ask me, because I'm psychic, and because you asked me already, what's the difference between the manslaughter charge and the 3rd-degree murder charge?
Correct.
And I'm going to answer you with, I don't know yet, but I'm going to look it up in just a second while you fill time.
Okay. All right. So I guess the immediate question comes to mind in these particular situations. Why this time? Why this time do we have a conviction? Which, for those of you that are familiar with the tension between the Somali community and the rest of Minnesota, for example. Unfortunately, guys, there's been a lot of tension between the cultures, I guess you would say. So, with that being said, we have to wonder how much of that went into the consideration. I know juries are supposed to be above all of that, but I mean, are they really, Nick? I mean, do you feel like juries can really remove themselves?
Do you mean, can a group of 12 people remove themselves from their political, cultural, and personal biases? Well,
that goes a little bit deeper. Can a group of 12 who were not even smart enough to get out of jury duty remove themselves from those biases is the question.
Now, I would say that no group of 12 can do it.
Okay, especially those who weren't smart enough to come up with an excuse good enough to get out of jury duty.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I would say once you put, you might have individuals, you might even have 12 individuals who can remove themselves from their biases.
Right.
I certainly believe that's possible. People can engage in an esoteric thought exercise and get away from their biases and their prejudices, and that's fine. They can do that.
Sure.
They can use their empathy and all their tools, use your words, and get to it. But can 12 people hashing something out do it as a group? Never. I don't think. I would wager even about 4 or 5 people is where that top of that threshold really is. Because once you start getting into discussions, you can't keep those walls up and you can't keep things into your intellectual bubble that you've created. Because
Sure.
You have to go out of it to engage with the other person's points and arguments. And now I did read a little bit about this. There was initially 2 holdouts on the murder charge of the jurors. But after 90 minutes of discussion, they changed their minds and they voted guilty on the murder too. So, I mean, we know that they sat there and deliberated for quite a bit of time. And when you do that, you're going to have to You're going to have to naturally engage the other people. You're going to have to meet them at their ideas. And it just becomes way too hard at that point, in my opinion, for the group to maintain this air of immunity from prejudice.
Sure.
And that's not a bad thing. That's how the system's designed.
Right.
Because part of jury duty, right, or part of the jury process, and it doesn't always work out like this, but the idea is you're being judged by your peers. You're being judged by people in your community.
But okay, so with that being said, that's such a hard one in this particular case, right? Because one thing I have to say about the Somali community in Minnesota, as an innocent bystander, because I'm not originally from Minnesota, but coming here, there has not been a very good job of what's the word I'm looking for, of integration of the cultures, right?
Yeah.
It's very much still segregated. The cultures are, right? So how do you get a jury of your peers if you are this particular officer, Muhammad?
You don't. If you're defining peers by your, I guess, your racial makeup,
well,
and your cultural makeup,
not even so much cultural makeup as much as, I mean, just people who have who are even empathetic to your. It's not. I don't even think it's a racial thing as much as it's just people who even who can say exactly what he was thinking at that time. Who could say exactly what he? I mean. Were there anybody on that jury that could actually say that they could think like him? Or
were there other Somali cops with a history of beating women on the jury? I don't think so.
Bingo. Right?
No, but see, the question is a jury of your peers supposed to be a jury of like-minded people, even similarly racially or culturally situated people? I don't think so. I think the jury of your peers is supposed to be a jury of people from your community. Just so we're not pulling like
but how could you have a jury of people from his community that were not Somali?
He's in North Minneapolis, right? Like that's the community he's in.
But that's what I'm saying. You know as well as I do that just because you reside within that zip code does not mean that you are actually a part of that community.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, it depends on what you mean, what the intent of jury of your peers is supposed to be. Now, when Jury of Your Peers was written, your peers were white land-owning Christian males. And that's who got a jury, right? That's who had the right to the jury. That's who's being charged with the crimes too, to be fair.
True.
You didn't have too many people up in Massachusetts in 1790. Too many Somali cops running around Massachusetts in 1790 to get charged with shooting women outside of their carriages. That wasn't a thing.
No.
But yeah, I don't know. I think that's part of the whole problem. And I do want to get into that integration, segregation sort of discussion with the Somali community because there's some stuff to that I want to talk about. And I think this is a good place to talk about it. But first, I've got some $20 chats that have come in, and my policy on the show is anything $20 and up, I try to read right away. And that way, if there's a question that's pertinent to what we're talking about, we can address it. So let me go through those real quick, and then we can talk about this whole question here.
Sounds great.
And you do have 2 patrons so far. I'm monitoring it. So.
Oh, really?
Yep. And one looks like a 10. One looks like a.
Oh wow.
I don't remember what you called the $10 ones, but
there's
something racist, I'm guessing.
Oh come on now. No such thing.
No, it was like there's a crew chief, I think, was the $10.
There's a crew chief, yeah, and there's a sharecropper. I mean, but you know, hey.
Okay. Siren Jag says, okay, in tonight's haiku adventure, I prove that I too can venture into crass, untidy humor. The low Andes hides, drooping Lake Titicaca, MarzGurl's marsh-filled lair. Oh, gross, buddy. That's disgusting. Not only was that poem offensive, that poem was also offensive. Blaine20 says, believe Bulma doxed Flash and then turtled? What the heck is going on? Did Believe Bulma actually dox Flash? Is that a thing that happened? Come on. No, she didn't. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Nick's Hex says, I think MarzGurl's arms is an appropriate name for Q's lips. Nick, please give half of this super chat to Q for me. I don't want to give him $10. I'll think about it. Where's my reparations? Weirdo with a cello says, have to go to bed early from now on, so this may be my last lawsplaining for some time. Oh no, buddy, make sure you catch the replays. Can I get a farewell, daddy? No. I don't do it, man. I don't do it anymore. I'm sorry. I can't do that. Ryan Mercado says, Nick, I wish we can use the RICO Act to label and cripple Kick Vic by slapping them with treble damages. Hashtag Kick Vic is a RICO enterprise. The rule of RICO is it's not RICO. I mean, I don't know. It's so specific, and it's so geared towards organized crime specifically that a lot of things probably do, to be fair, a lot of things do fit the description of RICO, but trying to get them to prosecute it on a RICO basis, it never works. So if you think it's RICO, it's not RICO. Yellow Flash's Twitter. What am I doing here? What is this? Hold on. Yellow Flash's Twitter. Hold on. Oh no. Yellow Flash has been doxxed by Believe Bulma. There we go. Hopefully she doesn't release the info. It looks like it's all blanked out. So, what a disaster. What a disaster. Guys, I explained the daddy no thing a long time ago. I retired that meme when it became to me inseparable from a horrific murder of children by a dad. And so no. I know the Tonka thing was funny, but this is no. I'm not. Sorry. It's not personal. It's not you. It's me. Well, and the fact that some guy murdered his kids. Okay. So that covers that. Now we're going to talk about the integration thing.
Sure.
So the Somali community, I'll agree, is not integrated in Minnesota. Not well at all. Even in our town or our adjacent town or whatever.
Sure.
There's a very large Somali population, roughly a third of the people, I believe.
Yeah, it's
like a third white, a third Mexican, and a third Somali.
It's growing. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not Hispanic. This is Mexican. That's Hispanic. Okay, you know what? When I'm explaining my own jokes, I need to stop. Okay. But
there is a difference.
There's a third Somali population. That's what I'm getting to. So it's a very high percentage.
Sure.
And that community, though, is not well integrated into the greater community, we'll say.
Right.
They're not really accepted as part of the community, and I think they do kind of keep to their own corners for the most part. Sure. Now, I think that this has a lot to do with the nature of their immigration status here. Most of these people, we look at them as permanent people. Sure. But they're technically not. Right. Most of them are either refugees or asylees. Right. And that means that their status in the United States is subject to change the moment we decide that Somalia is no longer dangerous. So sometime in the year 3842, when Somalia is stable and has a government that won't just randomly murder half of the citizens or whatever, sometime around then, their status could change. But really though, like
I think we should take Ilhan Omar and install her as the president of Somalia, and then she can get everything figured out over there.
I think the last president of Somalia does live here. I heard him speak. He was the guy. He was president right before Black Hawk Down. The warlords chased him out. Yeah. And then his family was living here for years. And so then he followed them when he was gonna die. He gonna die. So he got on a plane. They got him out of the country. He came here. And then Black Hawk Down happened like the next year.
Right.
And it's been just an absolute hellhole ever since.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been rough.
And he will flat out tell you that. That was the good thing. When I heard him speak, it was my first day of law school.
Really?
Yeah, it was the last day of Ramadan that year.
Okay.
So
you were happy to be able to eat something.
Yeah. Finally, after my fast, I was able to.
Yeah.
No, but the thing that was nice was they brought in a bunch of food because Ramadan ended like right after his speech ended, and then there was other stuff we got to do.
Right.
So then everybody was invited to eat, and there was a significant amount of food because a large portion of the audience was Muslim.
Right.
And so they'd all been fasting for like a week.
Sure.
So we all just plowed down just tons of really good food.
Right.
So that was fun. But no, in that speech, he talked about the real issues that Somalia faced. And it was not like some frilly thing. It was like the Somali people are not ready to govern themselves. They need to be economically stable. They need to get a grasp on their own resources. They need to embrace not liberal, but like classic liberal ideas of freedom. And they need to get out of this cycle of violence. He was talking about it. So he did not appear to have rose-tinted glasses. I really liked his speech. But yeah, since then it's been run by just warlords, basically. And so you've got people over here who are displaced, but they don't have that permanent status. And I think if I put on my empathy hat, I can say that's got to be tough. Like, because knowing that the life, the network, the business that you build here, if you don't know how this works, if your status as a refugee or an asylee is ended because the country that you're living in has decided that the country you're going back to is safe, well then you don't get to stay. There's not a path to permanence that you get to start at that point necessarily. Right. You may just be going back. Yeah. And so that's I don't think that's likely anytime soon, to be very clear. But putting myself in those shoes, it's one of those places where you're just in limbo for a long time. And that's, to their credit, I think that's pretty tough. Yeah. But I think that plays into the lack of integration, is there's at least this fog over the community of, well, we might not be able to stay here at any moment. And again, I don't think that's a realistic approach. But the question still remains: how do you get a jury of your peers in a community where you don't have any, for whatever reason, right? Where you don't have peers. And I don't have an answer to that, but I just think it's an interesting discussion about the difficulties of integrating that community. Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, man, that's very fair of you, and I'll give you that. I'll give you the fact that I mean, I've always known you. I don't always agree with everything you say and do, but I don't. Get out. Yeah. Get out of my office. Yeah, no, I don't always agree with you, but at the same time, like, I've always known you to be fair for the most part. So I'll say that the problem, one of the other problems that we have in the Somali, well, not we in the Somali, I'm not Somali, but one of the other issues that we have in the Somali community is that there's not really a they didn't come from a centralized form of government, right? There was no real organized government system even before a lot of them came. But now we're in a situation where they've been here for so long that a lot of them are second generation, right? Even starting to get into third generation, right? So with that being said, we're looking at a group of people who don't really know in a lot of ways how to operate in a democracy. Oh yeah, they absolutely do not. But they should learn. Well, yeah, I mean, you have to. I mean, but at the same time, I am empathetic towards that. I mean, I've never thought about that in that sense, that, yeah, there's probably a lot of them. There's probably a lot of them that are in this situation that they're in limbo. And that's a hard way to live. It's like living out of a suitcase, right? You know, I mean, essentially.
So
but
yeah.
let me flip that a little bit. Because I don't want to come across as a big softy, right?
Never. Never.
So that's my most empathetic take.
Time to put your savage hat on.
Right. No, that's my most empathetic take is that there is this cloud or fog, but at the same time, it is a cloud and a fog. And what you're saying is very true. A lot of these people are here second generation.
Sure.
When I heard that speech, that was 8 years ago, right? The Somali president is speaking 8 years ago, maybe 9 years ago now. I don't remember specifically, but it would have been 8 or 9 years ago.
Right.
And his family had been here for 10 years. Prior to that, we had already had a significant Somali presence because the problems with Somalia didn't start in 1992.
Right.
But I mean, this has been going on a long time.
Sure.
So while there is this fog or miasma, the reality is many of them are making a choice not to integrate. They're making a choice. Now, there's gonna be, of course, resistance from the communities they're trying to integrate into. I'm not laying all of the blame there. However, that's a two-way street. Both communities have to come together if you want to integrate a populace and assimilate them. And there are lots of people in the Somali community who simply do not appear to want or have that desire to integrate. Of course, there's some that are, right?
Sure.
But we're talking about they set up specific schools that are pretty much specifically for Somali people. You'll have Somali grocery stores and restaurants that you feel like, even me, when I go to the Somali restaurant from time to time, and I don't feel comfortable in there. I don't feel welcome. Even though, like, I'd sit and watch soccer with those guys and stuff, and that's fine. But no, like, when I walk in, I get looked at.
Right.
I feel like I'm in the wrong place.
Sure.
And so until the community wants to come forward and do that, you are going to have this problem with integrating. And I think that's the big difference between, like, the 60s civil rights era, that where we saw a community of people say, we want to be integrated. We don't want this separation. We don't want this. We want to be a part of the community. This is our country. These are our communities. We want to be in it. And then with the Somali community, we're not seeing that. We're really not.
Well, I mean, I agree, but I'm at a place now where I suppose I can say this, but I just reached this place as I get older, Nick. I just really don't care anymore. I just kind of say it. Yeah. But I really honestly don't believe that Islam and democracy can coexist.
Yeah.
I just really don't. Not true Islam, because the majority of the Islamic nations that I have studied and seen operate under not democracy, but they operate under theocracy, right? And with that, Islam is not. It's not just a religion. Right, it's an ideology. Right, it permeates into education, into the way that the family unit is structured, the way the family unit operates. It everything from schedules to sleep schedules to, I mean, all of that. And so because of that, this whole idea that we have that we're all just going to sing Kumbaya and get along. Well, until someone's willing to give, that's just not going to happen, right? Yeah. So either we're going to have to give up our way of life, or we're going to have some concessions from the other side, right? But at least meet in the middle at some point.
And religions had to do that.
Sure.
Right? Like Christianity
absolutely.
Had to do that. The various sects of Christianity. Mormons had to allow black people in.
Yeah.
In the late 70s, right?
Yeah.
They decided suddenly that God liked black people.
Right.
So, but because I mean, I'm heading off the obvious counter argument, right? Like, who's to say what their religion and culture should be, and how they should have to do this. Shouldn't they be able to? Because I mean, you know, the way I raise my kids, I don't want like a Minnesota public school determining my children's value system.
Right.
I want that to come from me, and part of that is going to be based on my core religious beliefs.
Sure.
And so, heading off the argument for Somali people wanting their children's core values to kind of be informed by their belief system, well, all belief systems have had to modify and change over time. You have to give on some of these principles that really, when you look at it, aren't necessarily core to the doctrine.
Right.
They're these traditions we hold on to.
Sure.
Judaism had to do it. Christians had to do it. Wiccans, I guess they had to do it, because you can't just. No, they just all moved to California, I guess. No, that's a joke. Being naked in the woods or the street. No, but no, to commingle with the community, you have to figure out what parts of your religion are so deeply held. And the reality, of course, with Islam is maybe those theocratic things are so core to the doctrine of the religion that it's not separable.
Sure.
And if that's the case, then they'll just never be able to do it. I got a couple chats here.
All right.
John McKellar says, I'll be honest, having seen the images you've put up of MarzGurl, if she was sucking me, I'd look down. P.S. Loving the show. Fight on. The problem is, if you look down, her elbows would be above your head, buddy. Have you seen those arms? I have to show you the picture of her arms.
Yeah,
You've never seen arms this long. Or did I show you that picture?
I've never seen all of her arms in one picture. I don't think that the camera can focus out that much.
Yeah, it was a mosaic put together by the Hubble telescope. Got a 78 what is it, like a pentapixel picture. Ouch. Of just long exposures by the Hubble telescope to get her arms into one giant composite image.
Wow.
That's what happened.
Wow, high speed camera.
We turned the Hubble back on the world just to finally capture those arms. Now, of course, her fingertips were still left off, but they got most of it. You've seen those Hubble mosaic pictures, right? Where it's like,
Yeah. I'm visioning it in my mind. Yeah. Thanks. I won't be able to sleep tonight.
Automata says, how much blame do you apportion to the type of fast-track tactical training that Moore got that seems to skew towards a paramilitary style? Almost all of it. Like, almost all of it. We talk about the militarization of police. Right. And people talk about it's the riot shields and the tactical vest and the AR-15. No, the militarization of police is the mindset.
Right.
The mindset. And I'm sure I'm going to get ripped apart of this from members of the military who are in here, but you're taught to think of a certain way where you are in danger. You're in a hostile environment, and you have to set your mind to the idea that you can't just live like you're walking around, a nice U.S. town.
Right.
You have to live like when you go outside of certain areas, you will be shot at. Not you might be. When you see a bag of garbage on the road, that might be an IED.
Right.
You can't trust children. You can't trust women. You can't trust men. Any age, you can't trust any of these people because one of them might have a bomb strapped to their chest.
Right.
Police are getting increasingly taught that every traffic stop is a life or death situation.
Which is, the numbers don't say that that's the case.
Right.
The numbers don't say that that's the case. So, I'm sorry. I don't, because I have a point to make in that. But I don't. Okay, so I feel like, okay, I am very conservative fiscally. Socially, I can lean a little bit more liberal, but fiscally more conservative. So, but I feel like it's important to be as consistent as I possibly can be across the board, right? Mm-hmm. So every single time we hear of a black person getting shot, it's always, well, Black Lives Matter, but that's a little messed up because
Q just said Black Lives don't matter.
Well, okay, so okay. At the end of the day, all lives matter. Let's just be straight up.
He's using his alt-right, white nationalist terminology now. Look out!
But in all fairness, this is the deal, right? This is the deal. When we talk about the civil rights movement, right? When we talk about Dr. King and all that they stood for, when they marched across that bridge in Selma. Yeah. They knew that they were going to get beat down. They knew that there was a mob waiting for them on the other side. It wasn't like they marched across that bridge and it was like, oh my God, what is this? Is that a baton? They knew they were going to get beat down. They were told they were going to get beat down, but they also knew the cameras were rolling. Yeah. They needed for the people sitting in their comfy lazy boy recliners in Wisconsin and in Minnesota and in Iowa and in North Dakota to be shaken from their seat of complacency and get involved in the civil rights movement.
Sure.
The problem with Black Lives Matter is that what they have done is they have essentially alienated everybody else and said, well, we're the only ones that are dealing with police brutality.
Yeah.
When the truth of the matter is this, there were twice the number of people, white people, shot by the police last year as were black.
Yeah.
Name one white person that was shot.
Last year? I can name Daniel Shaver the year before.
Exactly.
Or was it 2 years before?
That was 2 years ago.
Oh, my goodness.
So name one. You won't be able to name one, but you could probably name 2 or 3 black people that were shot last year.
You got Alton Sterling.
You got
Philando Castile. You got Justine Damond was 2 years ago. So,
but I rest my case, right? Yeah. Because there's no money in white people being shot by the police, but there's plenty of money in black people being shot by the police. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
And so the problem is instead of us saying if Black Lives Matter, I'm gonna piss some people off. If Black Lives Matter came out and said that they were fighting not necessarily against the unethical treatment of black people, but they were fighting against the unethical treatment of people in general, and that they were fighting against the fact that people were being overly policed, they would have my support.
You know, I read, and before they came out with, ground up organizations are just a mess. But when they had an official 13-point manifesto from Black Lives Matter that originally came out, do you remember this? It would have been like 4 years ago or something.
Yep.
I read through it, and I agreed with, I think, 11 of the 13 points. Because they didn't just apply to the black community or black people. They were just general matters of policing that made sense.
And to that, I understand.
Yeah.
But immediately, my conservative friends, whenever they start talking about the Candace Owens of the world, the Larry Elders of the world, immediately after something happens, a black person is shot, they say, well, you know, really and truly, the number of black people actually shot by the police is such a small, minuscule number, blah, blah, blah. And to be honest, sure, the number of black people that are shot opposed to the number of black people that come in contact with the police on a yearly basis is relatively a small number. Right.
Yeah, sure.
But I could flip that number around. Every single time a person is shot or the police shoot someone, I have to hear about, well, they have such a hard job and it's such a dangerous job and this and that. The number of police that are shot versus the number of police, the number of traffic stops and the number of interactions they have with the general public does not make policing one of the most dangerous jobs in America. Let's be honest.
It's not even, I don't believe it's top 10.
No, there's a whole lot of jobs that are more dangerous than the police. Let's call it what it is.
I know a cop who threatened to shoot someone in the dick. It's, to be fair, it's because the cop was short and the guy was tall. I'm gonna have him on the show.
I'll be like, nah, you can't even aim that well.
He's gonna talk. Don't do. No, that's a cell phone. Don't do that one. Don't do that. That's a reverse Steven Seagal right there.
But with that being said, though, the problem I have with that is if we're gonna be serious, let's be serious all the way around. And if we're going to look at facts, let's look at facts all the way around. When you took a job as a police officer, you took a job understanding that the chance that at some point that a gun was going to be turned back on you was a real possibility. That does not give you the right to, at that point,
to be dick shot. Sorry. Someone says nobody deserved to be dick shot. That's true. That's true.
A public service announcement. So we had a guy working on our house, doing some some remodel. So I'm not going to mention the guy's name since y'all in the mood of doxing people right now. But this dude didn't show up for work, and we're like, what the hell? Why is this guy not showing up to do his job? So days went by. The guy doesn't show up. Finally, I called his boss, and I'm like, hey, I'm getting pissed off. This guy hasn't shown up. He hasn't called. They let us know he's not coming. You know, do we need to find somebody else to do the work? I felt so small. Oh man, I'm sorry. He's in the hospital. Oh, I'm so sorry. Immediately, I'm taken aback.
Right.
Until I asked, well, what happened? Well, he tried to stop smoking, so he started smoking e-cigarettes. And somehow his e-cigarette got shorted out on a penny in his pocket, and he literally set his wee-wee on fire. So
see, and that's why they say vaping is gay. Because it goes right for the penis. Every time.
It goes for the wee-wee. Every single time. So, yeah. So sorry for that guy. I can think of a whole lot of other ways to die than that way. But we are way off topic. I'm so sorry. But yeah. So what were we were talking? Oh, about the idea of policing. Yes. So with that being said, I feel like we have to be honest about the fact that it is not the most dangerous profession in America. I do respect police. I do respect the job that they do, but at the same time, the respect has to go both ways.
Yeah.
Right. We've reached a place in America where we have to, instead of teaching police how to interact with the general population, I'm having to teach my kids how to respond when they have an interaction with the police. Right. And I think that's a point that needs to be dealt with. So anyway, sorry, I went on a little bit of a tangent, so forgive me for that.
No, that's good. Let me get through some more of these chats. Paco1764 says, "Hey Nick, I'm glad you like the lawyer badge that I sent you. That's right here.
Nice.
Thank you. I'm now really a lawyer.
Yeah.
See, because from Phoenix, right? I also ordered you the defense attorney badge, but it's shipping from Japan, so it'll take a little bit to get to you. Love what you do for our tiny community." Oh, well, thank you. Japan is not the tiny community.
No.
Okay. I've done nothing for Japan other than maybe make Pearl Harbor jokes from time to time. Vertistrom says, "Petition for whoever ends up winning the right to name Q's lips to dub them Suck Me My Penis in honor of Russell Greer." So there you go.
Wow.
That's a petition. You didn't think this through, but
I don't think I did.
No one ever thinks through, please name my thing on the internet, because it always goes better than you expect.
Well, Shakira made a song about my lips. I think it was like something like My Lips Don't Lie.
It was Hips Don't Lie.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Don't disrespect Shakira on this show.
Hey, there is no disrespect. I mean, come on now.
Let's see. John Sargent says, "To be fair, Chris Dorner was a missed opportunity for Black Lives Matter and proof of liberal hypocrisy. LAPD shoot on sight and media or feds do nothing." So there you go.
Obama would just drone him. So
yeah. Obama droning through speeches and people groups. That's his next. That's when he runs again.
Yeah.
Blaine 20 says, "Newsflash: some moron sent Flash a cell phone to his PO box, presumably to GPS him, but the battery was dead. Lol." Oh, it's great. Good plan. Stand with Vic says, "Ooh, this is after you. He's coming after you here."
Uh-oh.
That was factually incorrect. Factually incorrect. Police. 50% more deaths of one population is disproportionate to the 26% black, considering both populations aren't equal. Issue is proportionality. Objectively bad stats used there. So I think he's saying because twice as many whites being shot as blacks, but there being less than half as many blacks as there are whites makes it disproportional.
Okay, so all right, you want to come at me? Let's go.
Oh no,
So
no, you don't.
now let's talk about the fact that what percentage? Okay, so 14% of the population is black. All right, we'll go there.
I thought it was higher.
No, it's 14. Well, some people say 13%, but let's say 14%. But when you have 80% of the actual crimes being committed by 14% of the population, well, then tell me this: how is that proportionate? So if you say that black people are more obviously more often being policed, then how can you then say that okay, let me back up, 'cause you got me heated.
Reel it in.
If I run into the police, if I have 10 run-ins a day with the police and Nick has 2 run-ins a day with the police,
And I'm not trying hard enough.
then you're not trying hard enough, right? Okay, fine. But in that situation, yeah, I get it. I'm a minority, but if I'm being policed more often, the chances of me actually being accosted go way up.
Sure.
Am I right? And so let's be real here. Let's not play these games where we talk about, well, only 14% of the population, but then we don't want to talk about the fact that black people are committing so many more of the crimes disproportionate to the actual population. So anyway, anyway.
No, I think that's. I'm glad you got there, because that's part of the issue that stat doesn't leave out, or that stat leaves out, right? Is if you just look at white population versus black population, and then you go flat out, sure, twice as many white people as black people are shot, and you overlook that either, and I think it's probably a combination, that you have higher crime in black communities and you have higher policing in black communities.
Was that my brother?
What?
Was that my brother? Was that blackface Nick?
No, I doubt it. No. This is someone else.
Okay.
But either way, you have 2 contributing factors to an increased amount of interactions with police. You either have higher crime in black communities, and there's all sorts of reasons for that, or you have higher policing of black communities, and there's all sorts of reasons for that, one being higher crime in black communities historically. So when you combine those 2 factors, you have higher interactions, per capita in black community for a black person than you do for a white person.
Right.
And these are all, the problem is how you always interpret data. And so using these stats, you can make different arguments either way. I can make the arguments all sorts of ways. It depends on the color of my client as to what argument I'm going to make. Like, let's be real here. Lawyers, again, bloodthirsty mercenaries for hire.
I've learned that numbers don't lie, but people can twist numbers to say whatever they want them to say.
Yeah, within some good stuff. That's my whole job. You gonna make it? You lying?
I'll be all right.
All right. So there was that one. The white person who needs to see more police is Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Right.
We need to get Ruth on a few more police interactions, and we'll see how quickly she gets to ground zero.
All I'm simply saying is, if you disproportionately commit more crimes, then you are going to have a disproportionate amount of interactions with the police. And the more interactions that you have with the police, the more chances of those things going south. The other issue that we are going to address with that is that 75% of black children born today are born to a single mother. The one thing that I learned from my father, and I happen to have my brother in the studio, the one thing that we learned from our father is how to respond to authority. Rulo, am I wrong?
He's shaking his head. Not wrong. Can confirm.
We learned how to respond to authority. Now, I'm not giving people a pass, okay? But Nick, would you agree that your father probably taught you how to respond favorably to authority?
Yeah, man's never gotten a speeding ticket in his life.
Okay. So the issue that we are not dealing with is the fact that so many of the people in the community are being raised in households where they are not necessarily learning how to address and deal with authority figures. Now, is that saying that the police should be out there shooting people? No, I'm not giving the police a pass. I'm not giving the police a pass at all. I don't know how you could listen to what I had said prior to and say that I'm giving the police a pass. I'm not. But what I am saying at the same time is that if these children are not learning how to deal with authority and how to respond to authority, then unfortunately I feel that we are going to have more of these issues than what we actually should. And so we need to figure out how to address that issue and get the government out of our business and get the government back to the point where they are small, they are lean and mean.
Small government. Small government. Small government. And we start by impeaching 45. Impeach 45. I'm just kidding. That's just a joke. Yeah, no, that's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. I think if you and Drexel ever come back to the same show again, they're like your thoughts will merge and you'll have the first homosexually created black baby. I think that'll just happen.
Yeah, no, pass.
Well, I mean, wouldn't
I'll pass on
you
that.
think you'd have a choice in this matter?
I'm bigger than he is. I always have a choice.
No, it'd be like a Vulcan mind meld, but with a baby that came out.
So people who have unsafe jobs, i.e. hobbies like rock climbing and skydiving, spend a disproportionate amount of time in emergency rooms. Are they being treated by the medical system and doctors? So they're being treated more. So the same concept then applies to black people and police. In my opinion, is their job to police and reduce crime. So again, what is the police's job? What is their job to?
I thought we figured it out. It was to shoot black people.
Then in that case, they're doing a great job.
And this is a very interesting question because we see today, whether for better or worse, we see the police as a peacekeeping force, a crime prevention force. But that's not what the police started as. Right? The police used to be a posse as a mop-up crew. There was no like preventative policing. It was, a crime was committed, and the police either went to go recover the stolen articles or cattle or whatever, people, sometimes stolen people. They would go and, or they'd haul the person into court if that's what they needed to do. They'd go enforce a warrant.
Right.
Or they just go and shoot someone who needed shooting. Right?
Well, at least they still got that part going for them.
Right, but no, they went intentionally to shoot. Like, they're like, you know what? John's got to go.
That's how it is in
It's
China.
got to go. And it was not a preventative police force. And we've culturally shifted towards wanting a preventative police force. We want our security. Right? That's the whole thing. But with that, with this preventative policing and peacekeeping idea, we have these extra interactions. Rather than just having cops serve up warrants, like investigate, serve up warrants, or respond to reported crimes, serve up a warrant and haul the person in. Now it's like they're supposed to be patrolling communities. They're supposed to be, they're pulling over cars with the idea that they might find drugs or whatever. They're increasing the number of interactions that we have. And I think we need to decrease the number of interactions that we have with cops almost entirely.
Right.
To zero.
But I think this BS narrative that we're passing around.
I want my McPrivate security force.
This BS narrative that we're passing around that every time an officer goes to a window, it could be their last. I mean, and yes, I get that it could be.
Yeah, but every time the officer comes to my window, it could be my last.
Exactly. So with that being with that in mind, I feel that they have to stop approaching it. It's almost like a lot of officers are approaching it like it's me or him, one of us. Well, it doesn't have to be. I mean, I was looking at that video earlier today that's floating around. What was that in Reload? Did you see that video? The one with was it Carolina, Nick? That the guy was they rolled up on the guy in a fast food parking lot. They asked him to hand them his weapon that was on his waist, and he goes to grab it to hand it to him, and they just blew him away right there.
I didn't see it.
His last words on video, were, "I was just doing what you told me to do."
Yeah.
He was following their orders,
right,
and they killed him.
Flat out.
On video. And it's just, so I agree with you. How do we fix it? We fix it by reducing the amount of interactions that the police are having with everyday people.
Yeah, and when you go back to hashtag I can't breathe Eric Garner,
that was straight up BS.
Selling loose cigarettes should not be a crime that involves a cop putting you in an arm lock.
No.
Or in any lock.
No.
He should go,
and I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm laughing at the fact that it's completely ludicrous.
I'm laughing at the fact that like 5'4" little man syndrome cop took down. Garner was a big dude.
Yeah.
He was a big dude, and he took him down and just flat out killed him. Flat out killed him over cigarettes. Who cares?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
He needed that 30-cent tax money that they were after.
Old Bloomberg wasn't trying to miss out on any money, I'll tell you that much. So,
yeah. But
those are the biggest issues in Bloomberg's time in New York. What was that? Too big of soft drinks, and getting rid of soft drinks and getting rid of loose cigarettes. So
yeah, Lucy's.
Yeah, Lucy's. They even gave it a gay name. Oh, I can't.
You could say gay name.
Can I say gay name?
Only if you say latent gay name.
Okay, latent gay name.
Yeah. That's what the L in Lucy stands for. Blaine 20 says, flash update. Believe Bulma claims responsibility for sending the phone. What is this, a terrorist reporting network? Believe Bulma claims responsibility for sending the phone and boasts that she managed to locate the P.O. box that she sent it to, which is publicly available info.
Hey, snitches get stitches, bro.
Mark, our architect of fate, says, so what you are saying is we should incentivize abortions for non-two-parent households? Mom plus dad or bye-bye baby? No, I think we want to just incentivize two-parent households. I think that's the goal there, personally. But, but I mean, maybe the cops can go start shooting them early.
Ouch.
Right? They could just go to the hospitals and start putting them down.
Yeah.
Putting people down. No, my problem, though, is not like...
I say if the cops want to kill black people, they should go work for Planned Parenthood. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just become doctors instead of cops.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Gosnell, that guy was good at it.
If they realize that Planned Parenthood doctors get to kill black people all day, every day.
Yeah.
Like, right? Like, you really want to kill black people, this is the job for you.
Like, so. I definitely I see issues with policing in the black community. And I get, believe me, before you barrage the chat with arguments, I get it. And they're valid arguments. They absolutely are. But in my libertarian mindset, when I see state actors choosing to act in a specific way towards a specific group, even if that's to achieve a desired effect, we're still telling the state to act differently towards one group than another. And my brain has a problem with that. So again, like, I get the arguments. I'm not going to argue against them. There's no purpose in saying, yes, black communities, higher crime. Absolutely. That logically leads to more policing. I got it. Okay. So just so we're clear on that. But again, my libertarian mind says when we ask the state to treat two people differently, that's a problem. But going beyond that, when we have interaction after interaction where the state walks away and the citizen is dead in the ground, whatever the color of the citizen, I'm pissed off. Even if it's justified, because why is the state there in an interaction that leaves the citizen, who is the owner of the state, dead? That's a problem. That's a problem. And we need to look into any state action that involves a dead citizen. Right. Every single time we need to look into it and drill down into it, because the state shouldn't be killing its populace. Period. And so every time they do, we better make darn sure that killing was beyond justified. Right. Beyond justified. And this is the one thing I don't have for that. I don't have the solution, because I don't know that every cop who kills someone in a questionable situation needs to go to jail or whatever. But we've got to figure something out, right? Because, like, Philando Castile's a good example. I don't think Philando should be dead. No. I don't think he should be dead at all. But I also, the jury found that cop innocent, and I think there's some bias going on there. But at the same time, there are facts that are in favor of the cop, right? Philando was reaching for something. He was reaching for something. Now, but Nick, but hear me out.
Okay.
So my question is, when we have these borderline things, what happens though? That guy goes free, Philando's still dead, and we have no change that the government is killing a citizen. And so I want that middle ground, because I want, even if the cop is justified, I want to find out how we get away from that killing the next time. And we don't seem to have that. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
No, and I'm not arguing with you, but what I am saying, and you got to get to some of these chats, but what I am saying is, our father, raising black sons, we had to learn how to interact with the police, right? Yeah. Especially being in the South. In Texas especially, you get pulled over. Before we ever even pull over, we have our license out, our wallet out, so we're not having to dig for it. We have our license out, we got our wallet out, we have our window down, one hand on the steering wheel, and the other hand hanging out the window with our license, registration, whatever we're going to need, hanging out at that time. Right? Yeah. I don't know if that's something that everybody did, but that's what our father taught us to do. Right? You just, and it's sad, because that's in 2019, I have to teach my sons the exact same thing, to ensure that when they are approached and when they do have that interaction, that they survive that interaction. I don't feel like I should have to, I don't want to teach my kids to fear the police. I don't want to have to do that. But at the same time, we went from a period of time when protect and serve, definitely changed. Yeah. It definitely changed. It's not a whole, I don't feel so protected in some cases, right?
I know a guy who got, billy clubbed by the cops a whole bunch, cuffed, and then face slammed down on the cop car. And he looks down, he reads protect and serve, and he says, I don't feel protected or served. They put him in the car and they kicked him into it. Oh, yeah, he probably deserved it though. To be fair, that guy was kind of whatever.
Again, I agree with you. The way to fix it is probably to try to reduce the amount of interaction that the general populace is having.
I think there's a second part though. There's a second part, and you touched on this. This is important. It's that you and I come from a generation where respecting the police and trusting the police was ingrained very much into us. One of the hardest things for me becoming a lawyer was getting away from that, because cops lie to me, cops lie to my clients, and cops lie to the judge. They just do. They just do. If you find a cop saying that they don't lie to the judge, they're lying to you. I'm just saying. So anyway, but running into it and seeing it happen in real time, that was a hard thing for me. It took witnessing that and having cases have difficulties based on those sort of things that to break away from the literal indoctrination I had to be deferential to cops from my very childhood on. There was never, there's always, no, this is how you need to treat police. This is how you need to do it. This is how you need to do it. And we have a duty raising the next generation to say that they need to have a healthy respect for police and know how to manage those interactions, but that they need to be able to rely on themselves, and they need to have a healthy distrust. Because if you don't have a healthy distrust, when the cop says, I'm going to reach for the gun, or when the cop says, hand me your gun, you reach for it, right? You're trusting that person's in the right headspace, and they may not be. You don't know what stop they had before that. You don't know if they were shot at earlier that day. You don't know if their dog died. You know nothing about what's happened to that cop up to the point that they pull you over. And so when the cop says, hey, I'm going to need you to give me that gun, you're like, oh yeah. And you grab it because you're following some sort of order. Or when the cop says, crawl at me with your hands up in the air, and you're like trying to do it, not realizing that cop's got gallons of adrenaline pumping through his body.
Sure. And
the guy next to him's got just as much, and that guy's got his finger on the trigger of an AR.
Yeah.
So it's our generation's job to realize and recognize the relationship with police has changed from 1980 to 2020.
But the problem is that we understand that now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the jury of that police officer's peers may not have come to that conclusion at this point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about that earlier. There is such a police bias on that jury panel, right? I mean, people in general have a jury bias, right? Yep. Not a jury, a police bias. They feel like if the police said it, it must be true, right? I mean, or of course he's an officer, he wouldn't lie. But at the same time, I mean, the thing that I must say to most is that your job is to survive the encounter and deal with the aftermath later, whether that be in court or whatever it might be, but just survive the encounter and get through it. But that being said, I'll let you get back to reading some of these. There's some doozies coming up.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I love doozies. I love doozies. But no, that was real briefly on that point. That was the interesting thing for me in this case, is you've got a police bias. The jury's, any official setting, that guy walks in with his uniform on. We're indoctrinated with it through our entire schooling system and everything. You believe that cop's going to be telling the truth, and you trust him.
Right.
And then you've got the other bias in the room that this guy's a Somali. This guy's a Somali, and Somali community is big in Minnesota, but it is an outgroup. It is definitely an outgroup.
Yeah.
And so I was wondering, I'm like, how is that going to play in? Because you're going to have some people on the jury who say, I don't like muzzies. and they're going to go against him. You're going to have some people on the jury who say, you know what? We need to be more sympathetic to the Muslim community, right? And this is a guy outside of his peer group, and he's policing this thing. And then you're going to have different perspectives that conflict in that jury pool. And I'm not saying it would go one way or another. I was just curious how that would all play out. I think it would have been fascinating to be in that juror room. And try and say juror room really fast.
Juror.
But anyway, so there's that. Let's see. Let's find these doozies. You mentioned. Freighter J first says, is sending what is essentially a tracking device via the mail to an unknowing recipient to stalk someone a crime? Seems like it would be. It's probably intent related, and I don't know. It would be federal if you send it through the mail, but there's a lot to that. So who knows? That's a deep question. Maybe I'll get Flash on and Short Round on to talk about it. Short Round being a cop, Flash being the guy who it allegedly happened to. So, John Sargent said, cut the dumb laws, cut the number of police interactions, deal with crime and consequences. Government is shown to do worse to people than individuals. Self-sufficiency, defense and determination, and personal responsibility, and a healthy love of the Second Amendment. That's what I say. That was my own addendum. Here. That's my own addendum. No, but good points, John Sargent. Deleted says, so many don't understand. You can have security or freedom. Listening while I work, cleaning at my local VA hospital. Thanks for keeping me entertained while I work. It's my pleasure. Travis the Bard. All hail former Foamy, our Lord and Master. He will unleash his squirrely wrath. I don't know what that means.
I don't want to know what that means.
Me either. What are you looking for?
Charger.
Oh, here you go. Look, there's actually, I can't get this any longer than that. So that's what she said. Let's see.
But didn't he say that?
No. No, she's not trying hard enough in that scenario. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said.
Sounds like a
Al
person.
says the founder of Planned Parenthood was a racist and wanted to cleanse black people, so she endorsed abortion. So she opened it urban areas. Opened it in urban areas. Yeah, Margaret Sanger. A delightful human being, Margaret Sanger.
Yeesh.
Architect of Fate says, when cops don't act due to perceived racism, what happens? Rotterdam, anytime you have an interaction with the cops, it could be your last or their last. Both parties should have the same caution in that situation. I agree. Has Crack says, Nick, would give more for all the entertainment you have provided, but a bottle of Glenlivet 12 had my name on it. Oh, buddy, I'll respect that 10 days out of 10. And Andrew Morgan, as former Navy security forces, I was trained to treat every contact like the person has a weapon. I learned to follow the same rules as you. I am white. It makes it easier for everyone to be respectful and safe. I agree. And I think that's...
But there's a difference in military interactions and interactions with everyday human beings. You know, I think that as an everyday human being, I deserve somewhat of a benefit of the doubt, right? I mean, you're not dealing with military combatants here. You're dealing with school teachers. You're dealing with truck drivers. You're dealing with mothers and fathers.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, you're dealing with fellow countrymen. So but unfortunately, I think that a lot of that has a lot of the issue, in all fairness.
I solved it in my head just now. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Do you want to
Let's hear it if you solved it.
We just start giving all the cops Soylent to drink. We got to reduce. Soylent. Yeah, it's a soy-based protein drink. It's for manly men. We just got to reduce the amount of testosterone.
Turn them all into soy boys.
We got to reduce the amount of testosterone running through your average cop. We'll have the Ron Toye special edition bottle passed out, and we could source the soy milk directly from Shane's fridge. It'll be perfect. We'll just hand out the Soylent to the cops and get them toned down.
There you go.
Tone down that testosterone.
I like it. I like it. I think it might actually work. It might actually work. Turn them all into soy boys.
Oh, it sounds fantastic.
Absolutely.
Okay, so are we good? John Sargent, whoa, hey buddy, thank you. Humans are self-centered and opportunist in general. Yeah, I agree. I think that was supposed to be a $20 chat. I think that was supposed to be.
I mean, but I'll
best
agree with
of luck to you, sir, getting that back. YouTube doesn't even ask me, so my thoughts and prayers are with your wallet on that one. And and just in case he doesn't get it back, let me you don't have to resend it. I already read it. Just in case that one's gone forever. But I hope you get that refunded. Oh,
it deserves 2 reads, I think. Yeah.
Well, they take it away from all my screens. It's gone now. I can't even get it.
What?
No, it now says message retracted, and then yeah.
Who retracted it?
He did. I think because he went for the he was like, oh, whoops, refund. Yeah.
Ouch.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Ouch.
If you don't get that back, buddy, email me. I'll send you a picture of my feet.
Yeah. Someone's going to be drinking soy shakes the rest of the week.
You're gonna have to go
soy shakes and ramen noodles.
Gonna have to go down to the whatchamacallit, down to the food shelf.
Right?
That'd be rude. Just go to the local food shelf and just donate only soy products. Here's some edamame and soylent for you, sir.
Like if I went to the local precinct and like took like soy donuts,
yeah,
and like and soy based protein shakes, like would that be considered an act of microaggression?
Yeah, that I think. Well, no, it'd be an act of service to your fellow man.
Absolutely, that's what I would mean. So for sure, I should try it.
Okay, then we got double A. Double A says, 1, cops are not here to protect the public. They're an enforcement arm of the government and protect the interests of those in power. 2, cops are very often power drunk, a la the Stanford prison experiment. Immediate authority often breeds cruelty. Ooh, very deep. Very deep. Okay, so I asked, but I forgot the answer. Are we good on Mohammed Noor? Peace be upon him.
Until, yeah. And I mean, tomorrow, we're going to be talking about it with Blackface Nick. He's going to come at it from a little bit different angle. So I'll be interested to see what he has to say about it.
Yeah.
And he's slightly more liberal minded than I am. So it should be kind of a fun conversation.
Is he going to argue for killing the white lady?
Oh no.
That'd be interesting.
No.
We got to find that guy. Where's Quan LX when I need it?
Where's Quan LX?
Look, put kittens in, a cat can have kittens in an oven. That'll make them biscuits. We need Quan LX to argue for killing the white lady.
Either that or Obama's pastor. What was his name? The Reverend Jeremiah Wright.
Yeah.
America's chickens are coming home to roost.
So KKK.
Yeah. So yeah, one of the two. Wow. Yeah. How rude is that? So, but no, I doubt that he would ever. I don't think you would see him take the police side in almost anything. So, yeah. I think that's like a lawyer thing, though, isn't it? Like, how many lawyers actually, unless you're a prosecuting attorney?
Those aren't people, though.
If you're a prosecutor, maybe you take but like deep down, they have to not trust the cops.
Prosecutors?
Like, yeah. Like
if prosecutors trust cops, they're the dumbest people on earth.
Deep down, they can't. Like, they see.
I know my buddy in the next
day.
county over is going to ask that cop to lie about me. I know it's going to happen.
Oh man. So yeah, oof. That's wow. Yeah, so I think for now we can move on from the Mohammed, the
peace be upon him,
the dishonorable Mohammed Noor.
Peace be upon him.
Yeah. Ooh, can you imagine how awful that must be to be a cop in prison?
I don't want to. No.
Oh.
What was the line in The Bone Collector? Was you become a human toilet.
Ouch. Okay, yeah.
You don't want to be that guy.
Oh, that would be
Yeah.
That would be terrible. You know, it would be even worse if they actually made him serve time in Australia. Because that's where she's from. Like a bunch of pissed off Aussies.
Pissed off Aussie in jail, which is Australia. It's just a giant jail.
Well, kind of, if you think about it. Yeah. Oh, that'll be rough. That'll be, well, yeah.
They shoot Justine.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Good. Yeah. No, not good luck to him. I mean, to be honest, I'm bacon be upon him. Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. Yeah.
Bacon be. Yeah. I had a professor. My con law professor was a Persian man.
Okay.
Very specifically not Muslim. He was Persian. Not Iranian. I'm Persian. Okay. Every time he would say the name Barack Obama, he would say, peace be upon him. just about everybody hated him. That guy was my favorite person.
Wow.
John Radson.
So, okay, so what's this I hear about
MarzGurl?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a question in a vacuum. In a vacuum, you know nothing about the situation. So I'm going to ask you a question in a vacuum. Blaine20 is asking the question. Any comments? Here, he'll ask you the question because this is what I was going to ask you. Any comments on MarzGurl opening a GoFundMe for $1,500 to retain a lawyer for a defamation suit against multiple people?
Well, my first question would be, where the hell you get a lawyer for $1,500 to deal with multiple lawsuits? Let me
expand this for you. It would almost guaranteed be in federal court. So how many lawyers do you know who's like, okay, you got multiple defendants, defamation, you're a YouTube personality, and it's in federal court. I'm gonna need $1,500.
Yeah. Ooh,
I'm gonna need $1,500. We'll just start off with that $1,500.
Yeah.
It costs $1,500 to say what I just said. Now, let me make this worse for you. Let me tell you where she lives. Sacramento, California.
Oh God! Well, actually, Kim Kardashian might be willing to take the case.
Yeah, Kimmy K.
Yeah, Kimmy K might be willing to take the case. But I hear Michael Avenatti's looking for work right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He'll take that $1,500
right now.
He'll
probably
take it in cigarettes and cornbread though. You gotta have tradable currency.
Michael Avenatti's like, hey, give me $1,500 in that soft toilet paper. Bring me that Charmin.
I got 2-ply.
Give me that Charmin, because this stuff right here ain't working. It's cutting my ass. So yeah, so he might, yeah, but don't bring him no loose cigarettes though. Make sure you bring him the packs. Wow.
Let me see if I can find this thing for you. This is a disaster of humanity. I think now. Let me expand this for you one more time. Come on. Okay, no, that's a different person. This is, she's just a lovely individual.
Ugh.
This is, where'd it go? I'm going to bring this over. I'm going to bring this to your screen.
Oh man, don't do me any favors.
There we go.
Oof.
Okay.
Really? And that's the picture she went with, huh?
Now, not pictured are her arms, which are somewhere orbiting Pluto. But so here we go. So Hazelwood. Now let's. What does this say if I click on Hazelwood on the map? Oh, it's just other fundraisers in Hazelwood.
Okay.
It's singing Show Me, but Hazelwood's in California. It's a suburb of Sacramento. Okay, so this person is in Silicon Valley trying to hire a defamation lawyer to do federal court. $1,500. No way. No way.
So I happen to know for a fact that you can't barely rent a decent room for $1,500 a month. So how are these lawyers paying? Are they working out of their basement?
They're not real. They're not real.
Wow.
You got like a Sri Lankan lawyer or something. Right. She called up a help center in India.
Yeah, let's go easy on Sri Lanka now.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, let's.
I didn't say it was a Sri Lankan Christian lawyer.
Yeah. Well,
an Easter worshiper.
Yeah, they would never admit to it. Not right now. So, oh my gosh, yeah. So I called BS on that one.
Here we go. Hello, everyone. My name is Kaylin Saucedo. I have been creating online content for more than a decade and have been a large supporter of fan community culture for as long as I can remember. I will keep this as straightforward as possible to prevent any form of misunderstanding. This campaign is specifically for the base amount that is necessary for me to retain the legal services necessary for me to begin the process of a defamation suit. I'm pretty sure this is a consultation at this point. This is, like, in Sacramento, this is maybe 3 hours of time with a mid-tier law firm, right? With a low-tier law firm in Sacramento, you may be getting 5-6 hours. I mean, maybe. Okay. The defamation suit is against me. Wait a minute. No. Did I misread this wrong? Did I misread this?
Is against
me. This is her defense fund? No. I thought this was her suing me.
So she found a lawyer on Craigslist.
All right. I'm dying. I don't even know. I'm dumbstruck. I read this earlier and I missed the against me. I thought it said,
that changes everything.
I thought it was the defamation is a suit against her or the defamation? Is this defense or offense? I have to know.
The defamation suit is against. It says the defamation is against me by several.
I think she is suing me. Or, well, me, hypothetically.
She says, by several individuals who have targeted me specifically to be the recipient of harassment.
In multiple forms. Okay, so she is suing these people. Okay. I thought this was her raising money to defend against the lawsuit that's coming.
Okay.
Oh, Mars, I'm pretty sure you got to know by now. You on the hit list. You on the hit list. Vic Mignogna. You made fun of his mom. You went after his mom. You knew he had a lawyer and 150 grand sitting in a GoFundMe, and you went after his mom. If that man had $0 in a GoFundMe and went after no one else, you went after his mom, he'd go after you. What were you thinking? Okay, but all right, now that that's clear. Sorry for the confusion.
All right.
For
Still
over
not.
3 months, I have become. Notice this is the passive. This is the passive voice, the victim voice.
Right.
I have become the target of these individuals for standing with those who have accused a certain figure in the voice acting industry for sexual misconduct. Well, I mean, and also for repeating several of the claims as if you knew they were true, and also for starting the hashtag that ended up ruining a man's career. I mean, well, there we go. As a result, several individuals have used their platforms to launch a concentrated campaign of character assassination. I'm just going to say I have failed all of my assassination rolls. Because when you know, I'm rolling ones left and right. I'm not only missing, I'm dropping my weapon in the process. Assassination, character assassination against myself, including the telling of many untruths and monetarily profiting off my image without my express permission. It ain't yours. You didn't make it. God did. And the courts agree. You didn't make that, lady.
And if you did, why would you ever want to take credit for it?
Yeah, trust me.
Yeah. No.
You aren't making money off your image. Probably do better audio only. Give it a try.
Yeah, she should be the one doing it. She's got a voice made, a face made for radio. Yeah, she needs to be the one doing all the voiceovers.
A face made for radio.
She's got a face made for radio.
Arms made for massive mechanical work.
Yeah, Stretch Armstrong looking at.
Arms made for lifting tractors.
Yeah.
The current amount I am listing is $1,500 for the initial retainer fee for the lawyers I have been speaking with. What lawyer on earth is going to take a defamation case involving online personalities?
Multiple.
Let's just say she wants to sue me. I did a 5-hour video about her the other day.
They gotta watch the whole thing.
She's gotta pay them to watch a 5-hour video. What on earth? 1,500? 1,500.
Is it even possible that they would take this pro bono?
No. Why on God's name would you take? No, because you're not gonna win. No lawyer's going to take this case pro bono because they're not going to win, and they know it. Kaylin, Bubby, they know they're not going to win. One, no one has defamed you. You defamed you. We don't lie about you. We just talk about what you say. I mean, maybe you're going after someone else. If you go after me, you better mortgage someone else's house. Because that $1,500 isn't going to get you even to the first motion that's coming. There's no way I will let you off the hook for $1,500.
And in all fairness, that's a never-ending. It's never-ending research because I don't think that there's any chance that she's going to stop getting attention.
No, it'll only ramp up.
Oh, it'll only ramp up.
And she's going to want to include all of it. And either way, her lawyers are going to want to watch all of it. Also, the content is wildly compelling and hilarious. 5 hours, $300 an hour is $1,500.
Yeah.
You're in Sacramento, California. You're in one of the wealthiest places you can be. You're where Apple is. You're where Apple is. Where are you hiring your lawyer? And you're going to be in Fed court.
Yeah, some guy that graduated from like First Community College of Albuquerque. Yeah, they got his.
You're going to be hiring someone from my law school. Yeah. That's what you're going to be hiring.
Better call Saul.
There's no way. There's no way that she has even a chance of $1,500 being sufficient.
Wow. Oh.
And here we go. For lawyers, I've been.
You know what though? Hey, I gotta I gotta give mad credit to the lawyer though. So essentially this cat said, if I gotta sit and look at you for an hour, I need $1,500. If I gotta sit here and look at you and listen to you for an hour, I'm gonna need you to come off that 15 racks. That's a hustle. I can't be mad at him. What a come up.
No, here's what happened. Here's what happened. Okay, I know what happened. MarzGurl walked into that law office, or called, or whatever, and she said, look, I've been on the internet for 10 years, and I know a bunch of people are going to have my back. They've already told me that they'll support me financially. I can raise the money on a GoFundMe. Look at this other guy. This other guy had a lawsuit, and he raised $150,000. And that lawyer said, look, $1,500 will get you in the door, but it's going to go up real quick. I can do it. I can raise it. I can raise the money. That's what's going on here. I promise that she has said, I'll be able to raise the money. But here's what, and will be increased if the fee is met. So if she gets to $1,500, she's going to raise it. And then she'll have to raise it again or whatever. As well as when I am introduced with new costs from the law firm as they arise. Honey, you get introduced with new costs from the law firm after they arise. They do the work and then bill you back. And you got to raise it now. Now, you're going to have bills for 10 grand, probably in your first month. The 1,500 ain't enough. I don't know how else to say it. I'm trying to help her. I'm charitable like that.
Yeah, such a heart of gold, Nick.
Yeah,
a heart of gold.
But you're gonna need 10 grand right out the gates. That second month, you're gonna need another 10 grand, and then that third month, you might need 15, 20, depending on the motion practice, if they're even ready to file by then.
I mean, I figure you do how many hours of programming a night? 3?
Me? Yeah, I do 3 hours of shows every night.
And I'll pledge an hour a night. So that's 4 hours. So we'll give him all types of material if he just really wants to, but he's gonna have to subscribe to my channel though.
Yeah. Hey, MarzGurl's lawyer, you better like, subscribe, and share that.
You better like, subscribe, and share. Or we're doing another 24-hour stream each.
I genuinely don't know if she's thinking she's going to sue me. I've been thinking back over my MarzGurl statements. I don't think I've ever said anything about her that is an actionable, factual statement that isn't backed up by her own words. So, I mean, I guess.
Sometimes the worst thing you can do is tell the truth about somebody, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So.
Right. Well, like the fact that she was friends with a known rapist who killed himself. His name was Juwario.
Ouch.
Yeah, and a known rapist who killed himself, and now she's coming out saying that hugs are sexual assault when someone else does it. But her friend Juwario actually groomed and raped women who called counseling services and stuff like that. So I mean, she's friends with that person, but aggressive consensual hugs that 6 years later become non-consensual. That's the real assault.
Aggressive hugs.
So, I mean, but that's just her position, man. I don't know. It's what's out there.
I tell you, $1,500.
$1,500.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's going to sue me, though. Maybe she's just going to go after Yellow Flash. Maybe she's going to go after some of the other content creators. I tell you what, even going after Yellow Flash, that's a losing battle. You're going to lose. You're going to lose horrifically, because I don't know if you've been paying attention, but we're using your words to talk about you. The opposite of what you did to Vic. What you did was use other people's stories to call him a sexual predator. What we're doing is using your words to make fun of you. That's it. Big difference. And so, I mean, if you want to crowdfund money and hire lawyers, good luck. It's going to cost a lot more. But I will be doing my best to also be paying out of my own pocket. Rumor has it she had to crowdfund cat food once and an oil change. So she's going to be... We'll see what the contributions out of her own pocket look like. I have a feeling you'll be paying almost all of it out of your own pocket because I don't think you're going to get any support on this. To ensure that others do not have to contribute more than necessary, the sooner this can be met, the better. As I do not have the financial means to retain these legal services on my own. Now, remember that previous thing. I'm going to pay out of my pocket as much as I can. I don't have the financial resources to afford $1,500. I'm requesting any assistance that can possibly be procured. Any support is greatly appreciated. I'll be glad to update with answers to any questions you might have as well. Thank you for your help in advance. Gosh, I wish I had the heart to ask for or to offer some questions. Good job, Kyle Carosa. We'll see. There's 12 total donations. Anonymous. Most of them are anonymous. Got some good ones in there. Daniel Amsler. Not Daniel Amsler. No. Did you convince an autistic weirdo to donate to you? Did you? If you did, you deserve every nasty thing that's coming to you. That guy, I don't know if that guy's allowed to breathe on his own. Am I right? Am I right on this? Hold on. I don't think this is the same Daniel. We'll see. I don't know if this is him or not. There's some guy on Twitter who honestly shouldn't be allowed around scissors or anything else like that. And I think that I'm half convinced this might be him. What is it? Daniel. If I had my other flipping account, I would be able to tell. But since I'm looking on the you're not actually on Twitter anymore, I don't know. I think it's this guy. I think it's got to be this guy. Is he talking about any of this stuff? He's anti-Trump, which is kind of... Oh, yep, it's him. It's this guy. Oh, dear God. Says he's a Canadian. Well, his name suggests he's a Canadian. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or Daniel.
Yeah.
Or Daniel. Yeah.
So, oh God. Sorry. I apologize for putting that up on the screen.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate you.
Let's see. Let me read some of these. Deleted says MarzGurl's face is proof that God has a sense of humor. Ouch. Austin Heartless says, so MarzGurl is suing herself and her multiple personalities. Stan with Vic says, MarzGurl, this is unhealthy for you. Mental health wise, financially, and career wise. Also, you're likely about to be sued. Why initiate litigation versus others right now? You'll bankrupt yourself. Stop. Actual good faith here. That's the best advice she's gotten all day. Did you tell your lawyers that you're likely going to be included in a federal lawsuit against Vic Mignogna? Did you tell them that? Because if you didn't tell them that, that may change their calculus quite a bit. Where they go, wait a minute, how are you going to pay for that? How are you going to pay us? Okay, McGurd, I'm in the big time, says, Q, I appreciate you. Well, that was nice.
That's nice.
I watched BLM happen from the single deadliest county in America, RE police shootings. Our diverse police force annihilated people of all colors equally, and BLM made it clear no one cared about the real issue. So, there you go, buddy. You complete him. Just kidding. Just kidding. That was a joke. That's a joke. Yeah. So, anyway. So, this is MarzGurl. Apparently, she's suing Yellow Flash, who's another YouTube guy. But the reason I said she might be suing me, she says multiple personalities. But I assume she's going to start with Yellow Flash. Because these lawyers charitably told her that her best opportunity, MarzGurl, let me teach you how lawyers work real quick. When they say your best opportunity is going after Yellow Flash for monetizing your image without your permission, that doesn't mean that you have that case and you have the defamation case. It means that your defamation case is so abysmally bad that they said, maybe you can sue for using your image without your permission. But here's a pro tip. That only applies if you're using the image to suggest that the person is endorsing a product. You don't monetize your image. You are not Kate Beckinsale. You are not who's a good model? Do we know any models?
Yeah, the chick that's
you're not Giselle.
Adriana Lima.
No.
Yeah, you're not Adriana Lima.
The chick, the chick with the burqa, the
burkini chick.
The burkini chick.
I don't know how to pronounce her name.
I don't either.
I don't even remember what it is.
Oh, darn it. Well,
the Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, the Sports Illustrated. Man, them toes though.
Doing great.
Them toes.
You know they're buried in the sand too. You're not even gonna see toes.
Them toes.
So anyway, you're not a model. You're not a supermodel. You're a late model. And so here's the thing. You're not monetizing your image. So you're not going to have that claim. It's not going to work for you. I'm trying to tell you. And if you claim you're monetizing your image, then you're probably a public figure. And if you're a public figure, you're going to lose a defamation case outright. Outright. It's going to be bad. And since you're going to have to sue in federal court, probably under California rules, that's the government calling right there.
Yeah.
Probably under California law, you're going to have an anti-slap issue to deal with, which means that not only is your broke self going to have to pay your attorneys, your broke self will probably have to pay Flash's attorneys. And here's the really bad thing. If Flash wins on the anti-slap for the defamation, even if he loses on monetizing your image, the legal fees on defamation are going to far outweigh whatever you'd win on the other cause of action. You're in the worst, one of the worst legal scenarios you could be to actually pursue litigation. And I'm telling you this as your friend.
Eesh.
That hurt me.
Yeah.
Hurt me on the inside.
It hurt me too.
It hurt me on the...
Don't ever call me your friend again.
That was... Yeah.
Don't ever call. If that's the company that I have to keep, I'm out.
It hurt my soul to say it.
Oof.
I'm trying to be nice here.
You kiss your mother with that mouth.
Never again.
I hope not.
I can't. I can't. It's over. It's over. Oh. I don't know. What do we that was a little bit of a rant. That got me a little worked up.
Yeah, I bet.
I think it's and here's the dumb thing. I wouldn't even be concerned about it. Like, I don't think Flash needs to be concerned about it. No one wants to be dragged into litigation, obviously.
It's annoying, if anything, but
there's from what I've seen, there's almost no way. Have to wait till her papers come out. If she can afford them, that's $1,500. That's not going to write that complaint.
No, that's just what he's charging her to hear her out. Like, man, if I got to look at you for an hour, it's going to cost you 15 racks. Straight up. So
Travis the Bard says, for Nick and Ty, my money go to the finest whiskey. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. But show Q her arms. Oh yeah, I gotta pull that up.
One at a time.
MarzGurl. I literally typed in MarzGurl. We'll see if it comes up. Come on. I don't just have this picture lying around. That's the problem. Maybe I saved it the other day. 1 second. We'll get a live react from Q on these arms. MarzGurl is scrubbing her Twitter, apparently. Here's the funny thing about MarzGurl scrubbing her Twitter. I think she may have gotten a preservation of evidence letter from Ty. So good luck. Good luck. Where are we going? Are we serious? Well, I'll show you this one real quick.
Your Twitter's back?
What?
You're back on Twitter? Check your Twitter?
No, I'm not back on Twitter.
That's what they're saying.
Check your Twitter. I'm back on Twitter?
What?
No. No. That can't be right. Hold on. We've unsuspended your account. Sorry for the inconvenience. Woo! I'm back. Oh no. The nightmare. The nightmare that is their lives. I knew it was coming. I kept the faith. Twice they turned me down.
I've never seen Twitter apologize to someone.
I appealed that sucker for the third time today because they rejected it twice. I appealed it for the third time today. Now we're back. Oh, baby, it's on. Can you imagine? Has it been 3 days? Has it just...
Yeah. It's been about that.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm going on Twitter right now. I'm sorry, Q. This is rude of me to do to my guest, but I have to tweet. Please press F to pay respects.
Can you please tweet out my channel?
I will.
Tweet out my channel.
This one has to go out vanilla. I will remind people that you are on my show tonight with the link. Here it goes. There, your tweet was sent. Oh no. Do you know? It says I only have 25 followers.
What?
They're coming back. Don't worry. It said it may take please know that it may take an hour or so for your follower and following numbers to return to normal. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't ask much. But if you could go on Twitter and so kindly retweet my tweet, please press F to pay respects, I would be eternally grateful. Oh, they're gonna lose their minds. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Q, for being here on this magical occasion. I was worried after being rejected twice. Now, I'm an attorney, right? I was going to appeal every single day until the end of time. I was never going to stop appealing, and eventually they'd be accompanied by letters from my lawyer. But I was resigned to the fact that I might not be back. I thought it was over.
Oh my gosh.
But no.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm gonna cry harder than Matt Jarbo getting his silver play button. Oh goodness. Venomine says he is risen. He is risen indeed. Sorry, that's sacrilegious, but I don't mean you, Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Nick is risen from the ashes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, your Twitter account anyway.
Let's see. That's such a relief because I believe I was treated entirely unfair. So I'm very happy to have that back. So far we're at 311 retweets. It's doing pretty good.
I can't find you yet, so
it'll be back. Be back.
Well, there you go.
Okay. Speaking of Twitter's being scrubbed. Oh, my last tweet before that was tonight, a tribute to MarzGurl for being such a stellar human being. I'm dying. Oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta calm down.
Oh my goodness.
Mr. DJ Fly High says, "Hey Nick, if you think MarzGurl looks bad, check out Kyle Carrozza. It might give Q nightmares. Also, I've been meaning to ask, but do you think MarzGurl will get jail time in any of the lawsuits?" That's very unlikely. These are civil suits. So there's no jail time likely. She would have to lie under oath. And I mean, maybe she'd do that. But I don't think she's that dumb. Ian Canant says, Nick, sir, you are the Huntsman Crow Branwyn, voiced by Vic of Law and the Twitterverse. Thank you very much. And then Andy M says, so how long till MarzGurl and the Blue Orca make tweets about you being back and try to get you banned again? Well, I very politely explained the situation to Twitter 3 times.
So she does anime?
MarzGurl?
Yeah.
No, she tries to review anime.
She tries to review anime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
do you know Vic Mañana?
He's the voice of Broly and the voice of Crow from Ruby.
Yeah.
And he's the voice of Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist.
It's the same guy?
Yeah, same guy.
Have you ever seen Full Metal?
Oh yeah, I've seen Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood, and
yeah.
Great anime.
Great anime? Is there such thing?
Yeah.
There really is.
I mean,
really
outside of Dragon Ball Z.
Now there's some trash Japanese storytelling in general.
Have you seen One Punch Man?
One Punch Man's hilarious.
Dude, they need to come out. Season 2 needs to be.
Yeah, I agree. I was watching it. I like watching things on planes that I have to read.
Mm-hmm. You have to watch it. You have to watch it with subtitles. If you can't watch it in English dub, that's trash.
Does it even have a dub?
I don't know. I don't. Frankly, I don't know. Like, I always watch all my anime in Japanese.
Okay, so that's why you probably don't know Vic, because he's an English dub artist. But here's Vic. I'll pull up his picture. But anyway, come on, can I get?
How did I wind up with a brother who's like an anime
a weeb?
Weeb.
Yeah, what?
There he is. There he is. That's Vic. He voices, like I said, he voices several people. Voice acting in American anime is not
Cowboy Bebop.
Not a super glamorous profession.
Oh, yeah. Some people view it as...
Wait, he's in Bebop? Who's he? Oh, wait, no. They're just saying Bebop is a good dub anime. Bebop is a good dub anime.
What is... Never mind.
Cowboy Bebop's great. You love Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, there's one anime.
Is it like cowboys rap battling? Like, is it
no.
like...
Yeah, no.
Is it like Old Town Road?
You've got a solid jazz soundtrack. You've got a solid jazz soundtrack. Mm-hmm. You've got a great protagonist. You've got an epic storyline. And it's a space western.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's honestly very, very good. And
it's very well written.
Universally regarded as,
I like Q's brother, my sort of weeb. Yeah. All right.
And I'm gonna try and get him on a weeb stream sometime here, guys.
He's gonna be on Out of the Darkness tomorrow. So if you guys have any,
you're gonna be on too?
Yeah, he's gonna be on tomorrow. So if you guys have any questions as it pertains to anime, yeah, he'll be your Huckleberry.
All right, we got Matt Fields. Welcome back, buddy. The constant inquiries from all of us finally annoyed them enough to get your account back. Fuck Twitter. The suspension was bullshit. I broke my no swearing rule for that one. I apologize. I talked about the cut call with you, right? That was you. We have. Yeah. Do you know anybody who can make a call? Bull. Do you know anybody? We're gonna have one. I got to have one.
One Punch Season 2 has started.
Trome 2 Channel 2 says One Punch Season 2 has started watching on Hulu.
I know what I'm doing tonight.
Q's brother, rip his night's sleep. R.I.P.
Whoa, Q's brother sounds more interesting than Q.
Facts.
Oh, Facts. Gauntlets are thrown. Gauntlets are thrown. But, okay. Well, the stream is completely derailed because I don't know what to do now that Twitter's done. I think I should just go through Super Chats. That'll probably carry us till 2, and then we can wrap it up. Does that sound good to you, buddy?
That works for me.
All right. Well, that is just great. That is just great. The amount of F's. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Q's channel on YouTube is Out of the Darkness. He broke 1,000 subscribers over the weekend on Sunday, I believe.
Yeah.
So show him some love. Check out his content. Check out his show tomorrow. Live stream.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. It'll be a good warm up for my show. If you're into that, and I will be backing up everything. Yes, thank you so much. And I will read the super chats, but I know a lot of people drop off when I start reading chats. So I just want to make sure and get this stuff out before the people kind of go out as the night goes on. But make sure to check out Q's channel. Q's been a great friend to me, and happy to support him and as his show grows. And more content is coming from Q.
Yeah.
So if you like the cut of his jib, I think that's the phrase, right? The cut of his jib.
Sure.
Maybe it should be the cut of your jeb.
Sure. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Please clap. Oh yeah, the MarzGurl photo. I've got to find the MarzGurl photo. I don't even know where to find it.
Cute.
I'm lost. I've got so many.
No, my wife just sent me a picture of MarzGurl. Yeah, looking like...
Is she in her Supergirl costume?
Yeah.
Are her arms bigger than the Titanic in the picture?
Yeah, looking like...
Show me.
Looking like Stretch Armstrong's like evil sister.
I know where to find it. Hold on.
Yeah, like my wife, I thought she loved me. Why would she send me this? Like that's like cruel and unusual punishment. It's like a train wreck. You can't look away. Like I've never seen anything so disgusting. I'm pretty sure I've never seen anything so disgusting. Oof.
Let me see.
Dim arms though.
Here we go. I got the picture right here for you. Let's come on. God, look at this. Look at the size of them hands.
Hands like Hulk.
Q's brother said she's dressed like Captain America, but she got hands like Hulk. Okay. All right. That's a weird picture. I still can't figure it out. Maybe
it looks like Photoshop. Like it's like because you look at that looks normal. That looks normal, but that doesn't look normal.
Yeah, it's almost like her head's in the next county. It's just a perspective thing.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
The camera's here, her body's here, and her head is in the next area code.
It's like you ever seen like a painting like bleed? I feel like the bottom of the painting's like.
Yeah,
it's like
it's just
makes my stomach unsettled.
Yeah, it's like I don't even know, pouring wax on the pyramids. Okay, all right.
Eesh.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Hold on. What is going on?
Yeah.
What is happening? Hold on. I'm sorry. I've got to figure out what this whole thing's a disaster. Oh, thanks, Flash. Flash had me with the photo. I appreciate it. Okay. Let's read these chats. Oh my goodness. Let's get back to the beginning. Okay. Judicious says, you should get with Crowder over his fight with copyright strikes trying to remove him from YouTube. Well, I'd love to talk to Steven Crowder. Very happy to do so. I don't have a line to Steven Crowder. If any of you do, I'd love to be in touch with him. So there you go. I'm trying to get a line to Steven Crowder, but unfortunately, I think Jeremy Hambley needs to win his lawsuit first, so I can have Half Asian Lawyer come on to the show, and then I can use that as a liaison. But I'd love to talk to Crowder before that. If you guys have a way. Sakaki Onsai says, tonight's theme song, Everybody Have Fun Tonight by Wang Chung. By the way, thanks for all the help today, Nick. Donation coming to get some Glenn Morangi. Oh, all right. Thanks, buddy. Gay and still at large. She has no style. She has no grace. MarzGurl has a funny face. She can handstand when she needs to and stretch her arms out just for you. There you go. Thank you. Sonia DeRugi says, you guys rock. Thank you so much. Andrew Collins says, hey, Q. Not sure if you'll see this in time. I've subbed since the first/last time you were here on the stream. I love the content. Keep it up. So that's for you. John Smith says, Q is a badass. I love people who can make fun of themselves. It's a great quality. No One Important says, Nick predicts the future. MarzGurl begs for money via GoFundMe. This is hilarious. Yellow Flash says, I've already been doxxed by Believe Bulma, so my name is Sam Hyde, and my phone number is 616-867-5309, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Thanks for doxing yourself, Flash. Flandre Scarlett says, if person A tells the truth in depositions, that case then resolves through a trial, and person A then claims they lied in depositions for some reason, wink face, has person A committed actionable perjury? Yes, lying in deposition is perjury. Absolutely. Short answer. Cormoran says, the shooting of Justine shocked a lot of us Aussies. Here, when we call the cops, we go out to greet them when they rock up, so we can put them between ourselves and the thing we rang them about as soon as possible. Apparently, that's a death sentence in the U.S. Never roll up on a squad car in the U.S. That's a pro tip. Never roll up on a squad car in the U.S. You should be able to, but don't.
Yeah, no.
Next thing you know, guy's eating a ham sandwich. Guy's eating a ham sandwich in his car. Well, not the Somali cop. He's not eating a ham sandwich. He's eating a turkey sandwich in his squad car, and you roll up and startle him, and then you're done. You're
done
diced.
for. Yeah. Yeah.
So don't do that.
Yeah.
And not Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE. The other ICE. The one where you're dead. Let's see. We've got... that guy says, was at the bar. A girl tells me I only remember the pretty ones. I reflected and realized she was 100% correct. Mr. Security says, Coolio Sonic copy strike, even though it's fair use. Oh, okay. I was watching Ralph Breaks the Internet. Ralph Wrecks the Internet or whatever with my kids yesterday. And Sonic is in there. And I'm pretty sure Sonic is autistic in there because that's just... Like, he goes into a diatribe about the internet. And I was like, wow, how appropriate. It's good. Oh, you got to mute that. I don't want to hear myself. That's horrible. Weird. Oh, wait, I read that one. Andrew Young. All hail LGBTQ, liberty, guns, beer, Trump, and barbecue. That's the spirit. Judicious says cops will always find crime. That's their job. Over-policing black communities means police will find crime because it's a job of police to find crime. That is true. People do need to realize that's the job of police. They're very, very good at it. Eloquent Sarcasm says, Q, you earned a subscriber first time with Nick. Insightful and intelligent discourse is sadly rare. Keep it up. Don't forget those N-word cards. So you're going to have to hand those out, I guess. Those are only for $40 patrons. When you're a sharecropper, you get the N-word card. ISJ322 says, if we had body cams, I thought he said booty cams. If we had body cams, this wouldn't be a discussion. Body cams go a long way. Let's see. Hichigo Shirosaki 276 says, Yellow Flash just got doxxed. Check his Twitter. Beta Ray Tasty says, I remember at HCTC, Community College, Hennepin County Technical College, there was a straight up battle between the blacks and the Somalians. I guess they don't get along. YouTube is gay says, is we don't hire sociopaths an admission of illegal discrimination? Depends on the state. Depends on the state. Also depends on the job task. That's one thing. Your protected status in a discrimination case for employment is not a protected status if it would make doing the job impossible. So if a sociopathic personality is not able to do the job that they're being hired to do, like, I don't know, care for babies or something, then that's not illegal discrimination. Just like you don't have to hire a black person to play a white person or a white person to play a black character. Otherwise, Hollywood would be hit with illegal discrimination suits all the time. So that's just how it goes. That guy Mitch says, "Hey Nick, love your content. Thanks, buddy. Join late. You hear about Saucedo making an idiotic GoFundMe? Hashtag I stand with Vic." I did, and we just talked about it. Ye Old Deadpool says, "Hey Nick, can't wait to see you at Anime Matsuri. Make sure you come to my panel that I'm apparently doing. That'll be great." I need to get up for work at 4:30, so I'm turning in. Have a good stream and a good night. Thanks, buddy. I think we have had a good stream so far. Spectrum Ball says, asylum and refugees can become residents after 1 year and 1 day of maintaining their status, and they can become citizens after 5 years of being residents. The 1 year you held asylee/refugee is part of those 5. There you go. But see, here's the thing. Some of them want to go back. And I think that's what we were getting to.
Right.
And I probably didn't communicate that clearly at first, but many of them want the opportunity to go home, even if it's a disaster, because that's where they're from. Steven Sanderson. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, I skipped. Queen Nidus. Somali refugee community. Look at me. I am the captain now. Minnesota. Surprise Pikachu face.
Surprise Pikachu.
There you go. Steven Sanderson says, did a Vic-related live stream that's now listed on Blessed Southpaw's channel. Other than my own nervous stutter, I'd love to get your thoughts on it. I'll have to check it out, buddy. Queen Nida says, Somalia, Rwanda, and Sierra Leone were abandoned by the international community a long time ago. They will never integrate. They will assimilate you. Never mind. Iron Mater says, property taxes, rent, freedom is dead. There is only Islam or matriarchy. Choose wisely. What is the choice there? Queen Nida says, Deus Volt, brothers. I guess that's their choice. Deus Volt. sorry. Architect of Fate says Islam is not modified or changed since 800 AD. Right, they didn't have a Reformation.
No.
That's one of the things that I found to be very interesting. And technically, they're kind of still on pace to have one soon if they're following Christianity. Right? Like, because if Christianity scheduled from Christianity when it really splits off from Judaism,
right,
to the time of the Christian Reformation.
Sure.
I mean, you've got a significant amount of time.
Sure. And
Islam only being around since 800 AD is really, I think it's prime. We're at a little over 1,000 years, but it's, they haven't had that. They haven't been around as long.
But
they need to have it.
But it's not really fair to even say, though, because the difference between Judaism, right, and Christianity is that you could still have those religions and still have religious freedom.
I thought
right?
The difference was diamonds.
Well, sure, but you could still maintain a certain level of freedom. If you gave...
Did I hit that one on the nose?
You hit that on the nose.
Come on.
You hit that one on the nose. That was a cheap joke.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. That's too far, sir. That's too far.
Okay.
We love the state of Israel and the Hebrew people.
We absolutely do. We absolutely do. But the problem that I see is that if you have to force people to do something, then how free are they, number one? And number two, you can't really say how much they actually love being there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they need, I'm saying they should have a reformation. I'm not saying they should be forced into it.
I tell you what, that's, and perhaps they will, but I mean, a reformation when you can actually do it without fear of being killed.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, you take your life in your own hands if you decide to reform. So, I mean, good luck with that one.
Blaine 20 says, well, let's see. In Islam, I can have 4 wives. In the matriarchy, I'm stuck in a plastic bodysuit with a ball gag in my mouth all day, every day. Well, I mean, what do you want, buddy?
Life, everybody got choices, as we say.
Okay. Oh, the Big Red Bear says, the Shia had a bit of a referendum from reformation from regular Sunni Muslims, so there has been some changes. Hence, they have a brutal blood feud, but there are only subtle changes and a few Iranian things that got thrown in. Well, yeah, there you go. Different times.
What a time to be alive.
We need Obama back. We need more drones. We need more drones. Okay. Kodeki, thank you so much for the donation. John Sargent, I am former military and I agree, not with the stuff we just said, but with the military stuff that we said a long time ago.
Right.
Talbot Link says, in the military you are trained to be a weapon that can aim itself. Anthony Scott says, as a vet you're right, and cops don't need MRAPs. I don't know what that acronym means. Do you? MRAP?
I need my other brother here that's in the military.
Wait. What is it? See, I'm a lawyer, so RAP means rule against perpetuities. But
we need to check with Blackface Nick.
Yeah. We'll have to check it out.
He's gonna kill me for calling him that.
Yeah, that's not gonna go over well for you or me. I think that's gonna go bad.
You guys do favor a little bit though, so that might actually be funny.
Yeah. Citizen Napa says the media sure loves stoking the flames of racial tension. Reporting on white people getting shot by police just doesn't generate them views. I think we can all agree. Oh, and an MRAP is a vehicle, armored car. So there you go. Goodness gracious. Citizen Napa says the media sure loves... Oh, wait, I just read that one. Short Round says, hey, I was justified. It was Short Round who threatened to shoot that guy in the dick. So...
Wow.
But like I said, we're going to have Short Round on. He'll tell the story better than I did. Automata says, not cool, Butters. You don't shoot a guy in the D. Andrew War Snowboard says, any milestone streams planned? Just Ruth Bader Ginsburg. When Ruth dies, we're doing a funeral live stream.
For sure.
We're doing it.
For sure.
We're doing it. R.I.P. Ruth Ginsburg. No, I think at 60,000, I'm going to try and convince Lady Rackets to do a full interview. M says, Nick has promoted more black lips than Kick Vic. Hashtag not racist. Hashtag not so black-faced anymore. Finn Frog says, I wouldn't even drone you, quote Obama. Ring Wraither says, wouldn't you have to say that how dangerous policing is dependent on the crime rate in the particular area they work in? Yeah, potentially. And a lot of other factors. Knight of Hopex says, how would you guys feel about a shoot only if shot at rule for policing in the United States? Seems a little, that's the Top Gun. Don't fire until fired upon. I don't know if that's I don't know. That seems, those rules of engagement are tricky things.
So real quick, Rolo, they don't the regular police aren't armed in China, are they?
They call they call shooters, like they call the police that have guns, and then they just shoot things up. They don't clear about blocks out. They just start shooting. Anybody gets caught in the way gets caught, and then they just drive off. Yeah, they're not police officers. People designated within the government that are allowed to have guns. They call them when things are wild. Police don't. Okay,
I know part of that got picked up, but basically, he was saying that in China, there's the police that you see walking around are kind of like citizen officers or community service officers. Mall cops. And then when stuff goes down, the real police get called, which are specialized units that get to carry weapons. So there you go. And by the way, we all know Ruth Bader Ginsburg is dead, but her funeral is scheduled for 2021.
Okay. That's the trick. That's what I was told.
Yeah.
She's got a stand-in now.
Yeah. It's a mannequin. Does just a job. Same thing.
Got a wax model.
Yeah. It seems a little effed up to me that we don't make our police abide by the same rules of engagement our warriors are currently forced to adhere to overseas. Well, that problem needs to be changed as well. If we're going to have soldiers overseas, they better have open rules of engagement, in my opinion. And if you're not going to give it to them, get them out. Get them out. Ghost of Nick's Beard says, is it wrong to say Nick sometimes sounds more black than Drexel? No, I'll take that. Hey, Q, how many cops it take to screw in a light bulb?
2.
That's the answer. I don't know if there's a follow-up chat. We'll look for it. Alex Blackfoot, someone say hands up, don't shoot. They did until the grand jury came around. They were under oath. They stopped saying that real quick. James Michael Doyle says Flash should have brought the phone to a gay strip club and turned it back on, bait them into trying to falsely out him. Lol. That would have been a good plan. I'm sure Flash knows where all the gay strip clubs are, I guess. Chem is Life says, what would be your opinion of making a law where public schools have to have optional classes to teach high school shooting courses and offer public access to those ranges for a fee? Upkeep. Wait, like, is that a how to do a high school shooting or how to avoid a high school shooting? Or are you just saying optional shooting classes that occur in high school? I don't know. I don't know how that goes. Let's not teach
backing away.
Let's not teach children how to do a mass shooting in school. I think they mean like range time for a high school elective.
I'm down with that. I mean, teaching gun safety and teaching children how to operate a firearm safely. I think that absolutely. I think that's a great idea.
The answer to the joke, or the answer to the cop light bulb joke, is none. They just beat the room for being black.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
Yeah,
that's how that goes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a gun safety course. They used to do that, of course, right? Like that was at least a section of part of school, at least in rural communities, you tended to have gun safety training in schools.
Yeah.
So who knows? And where are we? Talbot Link says Drexel and Q in the same room will mingle thoughts, not to be confused with thoughts. And from Q's head, she'll climb Black Athena, goddess of modern logic. So there you go. So like Athena. Zeus, you'll birth. Yeah. You'll birth an Athena out of your head.
I married Black Athena, so. John
Sargent says, no law, no crime. Liquid Florian says, first super chat. Hey, thank you. Geronimo Yanez. That is the guy who shot Philando Castile, by the way. And Mohammed Noor both had taken Dave Grossman's Warrior Cop course. That's interesting. I know people who knew Yanez, I think is how you pronounce it. I know some of the... some people I went to high school with. One of them, it's a cop, and a cop chaplain is his wife, and they knew Yanez. Said he was a really good guy. So, really good guys make bad decisions, though. So that's how that goes. But he's out, so he's good. He's all good. He's walking free. Wow. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes, in all honesty. You never want to shoot someone. Like you don't want to shoot someone.
No, I mean, I hopefully not.
Well, maybe you do. I mean, some people do. Ogie G says police, judges, and prosecutors are co-workers in a tight-knit business. This is true. What you gonna do? We've investigated ourselves and found we did no wrong. This is absolutely true. It's a big problem. Hopefully your brother will be talking something about that. I think that'd be an interesting conversation. Maybe he and I could have sometime.
Well, come on tomorrow.
Well, I don't think I can.
You can. This is 2019.
This is 2019.
You can.
I don't know what that means about me being able to have time that I don't have.
You don't have to be in the room.
I don't know if I'm even going to be around. I might be dead by then. I might be thrown off of Twitter again. Zaphronia says, statistically speaking, what do you say to an alcoholic domestic abuser? Good evening, officer. Oh. Ouch. Whoa. Shots fired. Talbot Link says, Foamy is a ranting squirrel from Ill Will Press that you should check out. Okay, I feel like I've heard of Foamy, but I've never looked at it. Ghost of Nick's Beard says, on the Foamy the Squirrel comment search, Ill Will Press stop protecting stupid people in YouTube. The stream will love it. He won't flag audio 3 minutes. No, I'm not going to. We got to get through these. Comless 907 says, we should just hire fit cops. They'll chase you down and beat you, but the fat ones just shoot you. There you go. Night of Hopex says, hey, riddle me this. Why does the left recognize cops can be arbitrary and belligerent, but at the same time want us to turn all our guns in and live in a police state? But then they also have the courage to call us the fascists. Seriously infuriating. I agree. Project Willow says, Law and Order Special Soy Unit. Dun, dun. Enter the QB. 1500. Can we get a how embarrassing for the chat. There you go. MarzGurl says Patreon, more like patriarchy. I post this long after the Patreon was mentioned, not because it took me that long to scrounge up the minimum amount of money to send the message, but because I was off celebrating the doxing of Yellow Flash with my 7,000 cats. There you go. Ryan Bradford says, could she even get a lawyer over there to answer the phone for $1,500? Lol. Okay. Minor announcement. Not this coming Friday, but next Friday, I believe, we'll be doing a big brain panel. We'll have Stephen Birch, Grand Admiral C, who's Josh Critchett, I think, and we'll have Keon Magana. Keon is a lawyer in LA, and we'll ask him about some California attorney prices. So that's a week from Friday, I believe, is the plan right now. We'll solidify that and announce it. But that's a big brain panel. That'll be a lot of fun. And maybe I'll see if I can get Ty to pop in for a minute on that big brain panel too. Okay, Ian Canant says, thoughts and prayers to the wallet of the $200 dude. Yeah, man, that was really unfortunate. Again, if YouTube would let me, I would refund it in a heartbeat. That's one of the advantages of Streamlabs is on Streamlabs. They ask me when you do a refund through PayPal, if I approve or deny the refund, and I can approve it right away and something like that. But on YouTube, it's all through them. So best wishes, buddy. Professor Asriel says, MarzGurl is the lead role in Planet of the Inspector Stretch Gadget Ape Strong. Great movie. One of the best. Go see it. You'll love it. Trump voice. Oh, here. Sorry. MarzGurl is the lead role in Planet of the Inspector Stretch Gadget Ape Strong. Great movie. Really tremendous. Fantastic cast. Truly the best. Big fans. Big fans. One of the best. Go see it. You'll love it. You'll love it. There you go.
Oh, and Nick.
What's that?
Make America great again.
I don't want to flex because MarzGurl's arms put me to shame. Let's see. Gimp Rider says, I think she's going after Comicsgate, etc. Good luck. Whoopsie Daisy says, that seems like an expensive way for MarzGurl to change careers to hobo. Yeah, that's a good one. Rolana 1 says, Nick, if she does sue you, will you retain the services of our hero, the Beard? I think he it's a funny thing. If she sues me, I probably have legal counsel on the severely discounted. But
but I don't even think you could get it for $1,500.
I don't know. We'll have to see. But I'd be writing my own motions too, so I could cut their work down significantly. I just have to send it to Ty for review on if it's funny enough.
I hope she writes her own motions.
Yeah. Finn Frog says she's gonna have to sell her cats. Sakaki Onsai says MarzGurl's not suing you, Nick. It's Yellow Flash. TLJ Screwjob says, heck, Nick, there's live streams where you just bring up MarzGurl for 10 seconds. From what you and Ty have said, her lawyer would have to watch the whole multiple live streams just to make sure nothing else is said. I mean, I don't even know what I said half the time. That's the best part of these things is when you get sued, they tell you what you said that was funny and they write it down for you. It's really nice. Let's see. Rogue Mike says Kyle Carosa is the creator of Mighty Magisword. Oh, that sounds fantastic. TLJ Screwjob says, and you and Ty mentioned don't take down any tweets / emails, etc. Letter after the pleading was filed, you both mentioned Moronika's lawyer saying, why not take the tweets down? Why in God's name would you keep them up? Can you clarify? Look, there's a preservation of evidence letter, and then there's a takedown demand. If someone demands that you take down something, you have to preserve the evidence. So you have to archive it, screenshot it, or whatever, but you also have to take down to comply with the takedown demand. So that's the difference there. So, but why wouldn't you take it down? Because the takedown mitigates your damages. It mitigates the losses if you lose. Do they need to keep these tweets up? Like, is there some advantage that they're getting from it? No. That's why you would take it down in a heartbeat. Abby Doobie, thanks for the donation. Extrovert ED says, Mars's lawyer fees equals extended visit at Olive Garden. Ooh. Alfred Baraja says, first super chat, Nick and Q, thanks for tonight's show. Hey, thank you, buddy. Professor Asriel says, say Go check out Professor Azrael on his channel, and I will go live 4 days a week around 9 or 10 a.m. Pacific for a month. On a more fun note, finding out my baby's gender soon. So excited for that. Hey, good luck. Good luck for that. Prayers for you and your family. Rando number 9 says, Nick, go take a crap on Ren right hecking now. No, I'm going to let that simmer. I'm going to let that simmer with a slow burn. Matt Schrodinger says, here's some freedom bucks. Thank you. Jake Blaylock says, shekels to celebrate Twitter being resurrected. Citizen Napa says, having Q on the stream was good luck, Nick. I agree. Marcel Osterzone says, congrats on the unban. Thank you. Finn Frog says, welcome back, sweet cheeks. Don't you sexually harass me. Venomine says he is risen. Infernal Iris says, can MarzGurl sue me if I make an image of her endorsing a bottle of idiocy? I'm not giving you that specific legal advice on stream. I know that's a trap. Let's see. Forever229 says, rise like the phoenix. SM Scorks 89 says, cue Eric Bischoff's theme song. I don't even know who that is. Crackbot says, and on the third appeal he hath tweeted. The Waffle Nerd says, y'all need to re-hit Nick's alert bell on Twitter. Siren Jag says, S-U-C-K it Ren, suck it dry. Mim Cage Arts says, freaking cherry brah, let him suck on that. Also made a sketch of MarzGurl you can use. Where do I send? Oh, just DM it to me on Twitter. Marsupio Gamer says, welcome back to the cesspool, Nick. Revwell Arvita says, number 1 Neon Genesis okay, how do I pronounce it? Is it Evangelion or Evangelion?
Evangelion.
He says jelly. Professor Azrael says, yes, OPM has a dub. One Punch Man has a dub. So there you go. Ghost of Nick's Beard says, Q effing Cowboy Bebop, watch it. 1 season, arguably the best English dub and arguably the best anime. So I think I have it. I'll find it for you. It's at my other house. I'll find it and lend it to you, though. It's worth it. It's honestly worth it. You and the missus will love it.
Sure.
Let's see. Blue Satoshi says, now that your account's back up everything. I will. Enter the QB says, Nick just got a Twitter Zenkai boost. Lol. Castiel Requiem says, low-key MarzGurl got some nice titties I'd smash. Oh, no, buddy, have some dignity.
Oh.
Esme Illis Anime says, I woke up to say welcome back, Nick. Okay, good night. Good night, Esme. King Explosion Murder says, the dub of Konosuba is pretty darn spectacular. One Tonka Truck says, laughing at Godfried Rosen when? I have no idea. Stooge Muffin Stuffin says, both Black Lagoon and Trigun have fantastic dubs. Also, shout out to the Outlaw Star dub and F. Joss Whedon for ripping off Outlaw Star. No. What are you talking about? Firefly was nothing like Outlaw Star. Mr. DJ Fly Eye says, MarzGurl crowdfunded her wedding as well. It's posted on her Tumblr page.
She found somebody to marry her?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't want to assume anything.
Yeah. Something.
Wow.
Let's see. Automata says, well, time to start a GoFundMe for booty cams. I agree. Mr. DJ Fly says, Q, you check out MythCon Thomas Smith versus Sargon of Akkad debate about Black Lives Matter. So there you go. She's telling you to check.
I'll check it out.
No one watched MythCon, I don't think. Or am I thinking? No, I'm thinking of a different one. I'm thinking of the other one. Where Tiger Ray says, need a live reaction from you and Q to the Sonic the Hedgehog movie trailer. Not good? Oh, man.
It's got Jim Carrey.
No! Is he Sonic?
No.
God, is he like Professor or
He's like the bad guy. But did you see
Egbert,
the Pikachu movie? They have Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu?
Of all the people.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one. A lot of people like the way it looks, and I'm like, I don't know. Bonnie, 2 things. Full Metal Alchemist / Brotherhood is listed way up there with Cowboy Bebop. It's that good. Second, you gonna meet Vic at Matsuri, Nick? Yes, absolutely. Angel Rin 89, $1,500 GoFundMe for legal fees. Mars X to doubt. Right, and Jesse Pridemore was totally not using GoFundMe to help her pay rent instead of legal fees. Lydia Shewitt says, Now that you're streaming so much more, make sure you take care of yourself, especially your voice. Vocal nodules are a real bummer. A real and a bummer. They're an occupational hazard for anyone who speaks a lot. Thanks for the heads up. Let's see. We're almost there. We're almost through. Stooge Muffin Stuffin says, Did you see the cancer known as the live action Sonic the Hedgehog trailer? Also, did you know that Netflix is making a live action Cowboy Bebop series? Well, that's a good way to ruin it. Big Red Bear said, how are they going to get Faye Valentine? Who are you going to cast to play Faye?
Don't look at me. Like, who is Faye?
Creativity's
What's
dead,
a Faye?
I swear.
I'm telling you, they're anime women and there are women. And there's no way you can cast a Faye Valentine. I'm just going to say it. That's the way it is.
I'll take your word for it.
That's the way it is. Some things will never change.
Faye Valentine?
Balloon.
She doesn't exist in real life.
Yeah, it's not right. It won't work. Let's see. The Big Red Bear says, we need more Russians, not drones. They sorted Syria out pretty good with an authoritarian boot. Wouldn't want to live there, but they sort things out. Yeah, they do. Snarkticon DM says, RBG is one of those Disney animatronics. Yellow Flash says they're fabulous. Blaine20 says, how does Flash check his P.O. box all the way from Alaska? Curiouser and curiouser.
Is Flash in Alaska?
I don't know where Flash is. What about you? Want me to dox him on stream?
No. That's right. Flash is in.
I actually don't know where Flash is.
Flash just said Flash was in
Grand Rapids,
Michigan.
That's a funny story. He lists his area, as 616. So she thought that's Grand Rapids, Michigan, is the area code. But 616 is Earth in the Marvel universe, which Flash is a comics guy. So you got that one right.
Got it.
Here we go. Ghost of Nick's Beard says, yeah, I just wanted to make sure you can take a joke. Good form. I like the awkward laugh hiding behind the mic. Rocket Ship says, Dave Grossman is a massive douchebag. Guy believes that video games cause violence and mass shootings. Oh, that guy sucks. Blaine20 says, Michael Slager, cop, was charged with murder for shooting Walter Scott in the back in North Carolina. RE cops rarely being charged with murder. There you go. Blaine20 says, oh, and Slager ended up with 20 years for second-degree murder. Oh, good. Sharon Young says, Slager case was near me in North Charleston, South Carolina. The Coke Master says, MarzGurl exercising her Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. What? Oh, this last one?
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting there. We're almost there.
Oh, wow.
Edelwolf says, when you look like that, your arms get huge because hand jobs are all you're good for. # rip those guys. Oh, I see what you did there with the RIP being ripped. That's gross. Blaine20 says, Saucedo versus Rekieta deposition retitled Rekieta comedy show notes. I don't want to be deposed, mainly because I don't want to ever talk to a lawyer for that long. But I will waste any lawyer's time in deposition.
It'll be a 24-hour.
Can you imagine? I will run that 6 hours up, no problem. Most people don't have to sit and talk for so long, but I do it every night. So right. It's 3 hours before I'm even warmed up on deposition.
Some people call it a YouTube show. You call it practice.
Now, I can never remember. I feel like you have to pay the deponent for their time, like their hourly wage, right? I think you might.
It's like missed.
Yeah, it's like
missed. There's a word.
Lost revenue or whatever.
Yeah, it's because of lost revenue.
Yeah. I mean, if you have to, hope they don't have to pay my hourly rate.
A lot more than 1,500.
Man, some days it's pretty high. Even averaged out, it's doing okay. I don't think they want to pay it. Let's see. Snarkticon DM, MarzGurl is the reason buffets go out of business. Matt Schrodinger says, Bacano has a better dub. Bebop is still the best. Sakaki Onsai says, DC Douglas is now pimping MarzGurl's GoFundMe. What a spurg. Didn't DC Douglas record himself in a women's bathroom in an airport? Yeah, there you go. With friends like him. I kind of wonder if Mr. Douglas has any more skeletons in his closet. Anyone care to dive? I don't know. I don't know what's in his closet. Maybe feces. Oh. Tad Hildebrand. He was pulled out his phone. He walks into a female bathroom, allegedly on accident. Pulls out his phone and starts recording like the sounds of a woman in the bathroom at an airport.
It's kind of messed up.
This is more than kind of messed up. That's check yourself in messed up. That's check yourself in messed up. Okay. Tad Hildebrand says, thank you, Q, for coming on. I hope you don't hate us. Care to comment? Do you hate the chat?
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. It's fun.
Emotionally Exhausted says, what did MarzGurl do to piss off gravity? Those milkers are lower than Nicolas Maduro's approval ratings. Whoa. Wow.
That's... Remind me, who was that?
Maduro?
No. Who just wrote that?
Who wrote that? Emotionally Exhausted.
Yeah, I want to make sure I never piss them off.
Yeah,
that was savage. That was savage.
Ouch. Ouch. Blaine20 says, if we're suggesting anime, Princess Mononoke English dub is great. Also, any record of Lotus War fans thinking of rewatching it after 20 years. Good luck, buddy. Stooge Muffin Stuffin says, apparently they cast an Asian guy to play Spike. Well, Spike, do you know this? Spike, I think he's actually styled after an actual Japanese actor.
I did not know that.
I remember hearing that, but I might be remembering something else. But I'm pretty sure Spike Spiegel, his character and the whole look and aesthetic and attitude is there's a Japanese actor who they modeled him after. So if they cast an Asian, I hope it's that guy. Although I think he'd be pretty old now, so I hope it's that guy's kid. Blaine20 says, hashtag I am Yellow Flash. Angel Rin 89 says, a dub I recommend is anything with Vic Mignogna. Good job. Not on Holiday says, Trump voice, I love Q. Great guy. No problem with Sandy Beige people. I have lots of them. I have lots of Sandy Beige. I'm ad-libbing a bit. My second mistress was Sandy Beige 42, in fact. Only issue is that she was a huge weeb. The only weeb in my life is my son. Let's make America and anime great again. Blaine20 says, looking to fill 4 waifu positions, apply within. Snarkdacon DM says, for Netflix casting, Faye will be played by an amputee black midget wearing a hijab that had a double mastectomy for no reason.
Ouch.
A ghost of Nick's beard says, you might hate me when I LARP on it stream. What? Got the name already picked, and it's perfect. All right, sounds good. All right, guys, that's it for the chats. Thank you so much for joining us. Go check out Q Out of the Darkness on YouTube. Go check out Q's Patreon if you want to support his show. Remember, the highest Patreon subscriber today for Q gets to name Q's lips. So that'll be awesome. Stooge Muffin Stuffin with a late one says, Netflix is making it about refugees in a space opera. Also, Spike is Jewish. There you go. Hopefully Spike is Jewish and Jet is Palestinian, and then that way they can heal the rift. Mr. Grimdark says the guy they cast as Spike is the dude who plays Sulu in the new Star Trek movies. Okay, that's a weird choice. Okay, they're looking ruined already. Looking ruined already. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you, Q, for joining me in studio. Did you want to say anything before we buzz out here?
No, it's look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. We will be on at 7 o'clock Eastern, or I'm sorry, Central, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. And look forward to seeing you guys. And we'll be discussing probably a little... No, I don't think. If you guys
anime's coming,
it'll sneak in there.
That anime train is coming.
Yeah, no, we're gonna have Blackface Nick on. So if you guys want to see what Nick looks like in blackface, be on the show.
Don't Google it. Go watch it live.
At 7. Yeah, you want to hear that voice come out of Blackface Nick. So 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. So,
all right, and there's one more chat that came in. Tortoise Interference says, what is your opinion on MarzGurl's method of doxing Yellow Flash? She should have just asked her attorney. Oh, but she can't afford it. That's right. She can't afford to have the attorney do the work.
And I'm giving free advice these days.
There you go. There you go. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Have a good night. Peace. Peace.